Alrighty, everyone. The casters are just going over it. Looks like Chip's. Oh, there's Chip Ritchie. And yeah, we are looking at juniors worlds right now. Thanks for everyone joining me today in my watch party. I know that you can just watch the stream on Twitch if you want as well. But hey, for anyone on YouTube, this is, I'm liking it. I'm not gonna do too much commentary. I'll be watching, but like if any cool plays happen, I'm obviously gonna like hoop and holler and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna be listening in. Yeah. And now for you, Yuya's brother, I'm sure you both hey, Ariane. Do you think he's ready for this moment? Yeah. Gotta have my sustenance too. I'm just like getting over lunch and stuff, but I'm excited. This is the first time I'm doing a watch party or anything. I usually don't even get to catch Worlds live, but I'm excited because this year I am. So. Our junior final match. I think our crowd is ready. I think our players are ready, and the families are as well. Jeez. All that's left is for these competitors to shuffle up, get ready to play some Pokemon TCG. Dragapult EX, piloted by Jose Cruz, paired with Duskdoor and its Curse Blast ability, going up against one of the strongest Dragon-type Pokemon in the format, Raging Bolt EX, piloted by Yuya. Now, we've asked, or rather, we've been between ourselves who we think is going to win. We've asked about support for the Pokemon, but for our players, let's ask everyone in the arena, if you're backing Yuya to win, make some noise! Jeez, man. Got some solid support. If you think Jose's got what it takes, let me hear you scream! Holy cow. 50-50 split. That's what I like to see. We call that an even matchup here in the Pokemon TCG, and this is definitely a close matchup. That's crazy. So okay, so it's Dragapult Dusknoir versus Raging Bolt. As much as I would like to see Raging Bolt win, I do think that Dragapult might pull it out. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the fan. It's getting a little hot in my room, but I'll, as soon as they start playing, I'll shut up a little bit. Your turn, if this Pokemon has a tournament attached to it for the rest of the game, your opponent cannot play A-Spec cards from their hand. And when I asked Yuya before the match what his most important card in the deck was, he gave a pretty straightforward but reasonable answer. That one of A-Spec Prime Catcher, having that Genesect set up early. Genesect, like, not all A-Specs are like super good all the time, but like especially in Raging Bolt, using a Genesect to shut off any sort of Prime Catcher, like, ugh, that's tough. In terms of this list, pretty standard. It will be the Raging Bolt paired with the Noctowl engine, that Jewel Seeker ability. Nay, is it dead? It's dead? Brendan, is it dead? Is it dead? And just put on a whole lot of damage. You've got to expect when attacking with the Dragapult EX, there's a very realistic chance. Bellowing Thunder, discarding 5 energy, 70 damage for each energy discard off the field. That's going to be a big thing you're going to want to keep your eye on with how many energies you guys able to flood the board with to apply maximum pressure. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of a double dynamic going on. Of course, This Raging Bolt defense guy, a lot of the times wants to go first. And on Jose's side, his deck sort of wants to go second and get this button pressure. Is
there we go.
Where each player has their own sort of philosophy with how they want to start, where they decide, my opponent going first is too powerful. Maybe I'm okay to put myself on a little bit of a back foot in terms of playing supporters and deny my opponent the opportunity of starting the game off.
Yeah, it's a bit of a funny one. It's something I actually talked about with Joe a couple of times before, one of our fellow casters. You never really want to agree on who goes first or second, right? So even though your deck might normally want to do one or the other, if, like you were saying, you're weighing up the imbalance, if the disadvantage or advantages go differently because of the matchup, maybe you opt to go first or second when you wouldn't do otherwise.
We'll be ready to draw those first 7 cards from the top of the deck. Take a look and see what the coin flip result was. Who is going first in this game? And Yuya will be starting things off. Exactly what you want as this Raging Bolt player. You get that first turn 1 fan call. That's the Rotom's ability that lets you search out all of the colorless Pokemon. And then from there, you can start applying pressure with the various ancient Pokemon you have at your disposal.
Yeah, Raging Bolt is specifically this version with the Noctowl engine with the Fan Rotom. One of the few decks that really doesn't like going first at all. You want to get this Hoot down, so then on your second turn, you get that Tiamat's Ogapon down, you evolve into Noctowl, your Draw Seeker for exactly what you need, and you pretty much can pick up the perfect turn to respond to whatever your opponent's done.
Taking all 6 prize cards in the Pokemon TCG, how a player can win the match. Waiting to see what those 6 cards will be. Both players will take those off the top of the deck, put them into our prize cam. We're going to see right now what cards are unavailable. You take those and put them to your hand when a Pokemon is knocked out. So let's see what that looks like. I'd love to see a little bit of those Pokemon, and that's not really a great sight. Double Dracloak. That Recon Directive ability is super important.
2 Dracloaks.
You to draw cards as you work your
Oh
way
no.
up to becoming a powerful
I mean, we've seen some really shit prizes over the course of this weekend. Piper prizing 3 Gimme Ghouls. Oh, who was it? Someone else prizing all 3 Dragapults. Oh.
Players are ready, cards in hand, anticipation building. You can feel it in the air. These players are nervous, they're anxious, but they know what they want, and that is a World Championship title. We are all ready to get things kicked off. Here comes the handshake, and with this, we will be seeing the start of our Juniors Finals. Let's get right into it. Our first TCG Finals match here in Anaheim 2025.
There we go, finally.
First move done, a Teal Dance onto this Tiamat's Ogapon. 1 more card drawn. Oh, finds that single prize Raging Bolt. What a great draw of that Teal Dance.
Absolutely important draw. Getting that baby Raging Bolt down with an attachment threatens probably your most important attack on the second turn of the game, that Thunderburst Storm. It does 30 damage for each energy card attached
right,
to this
because if they can do
to any one of your opponent's Pokemon. Normally, you can only attack the active Pokemon in the Pokemon TCG, the Raging Bolt, and it's long neck, able to reach over the opponent's bench.
Right. Yeah, the attachment on.
We're actually going to see you hold this Ultra Ball in hand and choose not to grab something like the Fan Rotom. Such a key pure powerful piece. We can see sometimes when you don't use that fan call ability, your board can really struggle down the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think he would have if he didn't already have 2 Hoots down, but
player can do to kind of capitalize on the Raging Bolt player's board is to do a little snipe on a 70 HP Fan Rotom. So if you have 2 Hoo down without that, why put down the Fan Rotom?
There's a solid start, gets down that second Dreepy, the attachment for turn, Air Balloon onto the active Dreepy.
Right.
I get to potentially retreat into a different Pokemon as both players shuffle their hands, put them to the bottom, draw 6 cards, but wow, this hand really not looking too solid here for Jose.
Ooh.
He's just going to want to preserve this Dreepy.
Yeah, I want to preserve the Dreepy.
No Itchy Pollen, so as things stand right now for you,
what he put, so there's a Fire Energy on the Dreepy. Did he put a rescue board on the other Dreepy?
To search out 2 different types of basic energy, attach one to one of his Pokemon, put the other one in his hand, meaning that there can be essentially extra energy accelerated. With there being 3 energy on that baby Raging Bolt, Thunderburst Storm can target either of those Dreepies.
All right, who's gonna win, guys? Who's gonna win? Dragapult, Raging Bolt. I don't know.
The Light SEX, so you can put that down, and of course, with its Skyline ability, you can retrieve that Tiamat's Ogapon for free and conserve the energy on it for a later Bellowing Thunder. Super strong draw from this INO that Jose played for Yuya.
Use the attachment effect from the deck to the Raging Bolt. Grass energy goes into the hand. will just be straight up attached, and Yu just wants to preserve and keep these bench spots open as long as possible. Does not want to fill the bench up with things like Veladios. Understands what he
Yep,
wants
take
to
the
do.
knockout. 90 damage, taking the knockout on the Dreepy. Yep.
Strikes first in game number 1.
Oh, and a big top deck for Jose as Jose draws a Professor's Research. That man was looking pretty dead otherwise, so get pretty happy about that. Double Night Stretch, you can get back one of those Dreepy and an Energy for good measure, so you can attach that onto the Monkey Dory for retreat, and then Professor's Research. Really bailing out Jose here.
You want to power up these Dracloaks on the bench, but Jose understands you may need some disruptive pressure with something like the Badu for an item lock this turn. You'll see 7 fresh cards at the top of the deck, and the last card
is the Badu.
So Itchy
right.
Pollen can be the attack of choice. However, I don't think was any Dracloak found into this hand.
Oh no!
That sucks, man. No Dracloaks, which means
next turn would have to rely on something else. And this is the best that Jose can do with this.
Okay, I mean, they just need 1 energy to retreat.
Bring up this Hutu to try and stall, and use the Itchy Pollen, shutting off item cards for Yuya on this turn.
Yeah, and of course, normally that would be pretty devastating, but we know that Yuya already has that Latias CX in hand. Yeah, sure, you want to preserve bench spots, generally speaking, but if you could just retreat into this Raging Bolt, Thunderburst Storm again, and start picking off more and more Dreepy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so
if he has no energy in hand, or maybe he wants only a grass, he'll do the teal mask, doing the Latias for your retreat, and then punching another Dreepy. Yeah.
To wreak havoc on the Dreepies over on Jose's side, taking another prize card.
Thunderburst Storming his way to his second prize card of the game.
This is so that single prize Raging Bolt is just so useful against early game Dragapult decks. So useful.
Baby Raging Bolt, you can commit energies, you can put Dracloak into play, but it is immediately going to be knocked out no matter what you can do this turn, because it's already got all the energies and no Pokemon can be trapped, like you said, thanks to that Skyliner ability.
Yeah, and there is, of note in Jose's list, there is 1 singular copy of Rare Candy. If you can find the Rare Candy and the Dragapult, that could be one way to get the Dragapult into play. And if you can find that Neo Upper Energy, that would be the one way you could do a Phantom Drive this turn. But from the looks of Jose's hands, I don't think that he found it.
Jose has not even had the opportunity to search the deck yet. We're at turn 4 at this point, and nothing has essentially happened in terms of allowing Jose to find pieces.
Hasn't searched the deck?
One of the staple item cards in many evolution decks, allowing you to search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less. The big thing to note, though, there's a Dreepy in the prize cards, a Dreepy in the discard pile, and a Dreepy on the bench. So this Buddy Poffin can only grab a single Dreepy.
A singular one, yeah.
Baby Raging Bolt already having a guaranteed lineup on one of these Dreepy means there will only be that last one remaining as a potential attacking threat. Your Dragapult EX deck will do nothing if you, shocker, can't attack with the Dragapult EX itself.
Yeah, given all of that, Jose shaking his head, and who can blame him? Such a rough start in this game. This one singular Raging Bolt is just wreaking havoc on your board, and there's nothing you can do.
That's crazy, man.
Choice, that curse possibility,
this baby Raging Bolt could sweep. That's insane.
Even, but with a guaranteed another prize being taken, and Yuya having taken 3 of the 6 prize cards come next turn, it's got to sort of debate what the rest of his board is going to look like this turn. Do you just grab the single Dreepy and maybe lean into something like a Phantom Dive later on in the game? We talked about some of the cool inclusions that are in the deck list here for Jose, but one of the big omissions from this deck list is it plays no copies of that Blood Moon Ursaluna EX, which can be
no Blood Moons
to close things out at the end of the game and attack with an energy efficient Pokemon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a near staple in so many different archetypes with its Blood Moon attack and the ability. For every prize card that your opponent takes, the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX attacks for 1 less energy. But so in the late stage of the game, absolutely 1 energy attack, 240 damage, very effective. Not an option available to Jose though, unfortunately for him.
It will be the Duskull and Dreepy, the 2 choices.
No, dude, that's so crazy.
There is an energy attachment, but you kind of have to wonder, is it even worth attaching it to Dreepy if your opponent's going to want to knock one of them out anyways? They're just going to choose the one that has the energy, and because of that, it looks like we're actually going to see, is that a Psychic Energy? Wow, Psychic Energy being out on the Monkey Dory. We may see some Mind Bend action as a desperation attempt from Jose.
Crazy, dude.
Going in this game 1.
No, who can really blame him at this point? So it really is on Yui here just to keep capitalizing and actually just going to attach to the active and Thunderburst Storm for 120, dealing with the Monkey Dory before it even can do anything.
Wants nothing to do with any attacking options outside of Buddy Poffin. Or Itchy Pollen. There's Poffins and Pollens, and It's a little bit confusing here on Sunday.
That's crazy.
Disorienting.
Okay,
No
so
business around here.
Jose
Absolutely
on
just
the
wants to
left
make sure
does
any of
have
these bases for stage 1 Pokemon can
a
be
rare
knocked out
candy
with a Thunderburst Storm. And sure, Brock Scouting can
and
find this
Neo.
Dracloak
He plays
from the
Neo Upper
deck,
Energy as his
but
ace
it'll
spec,
just
so
essentially be
he
knocked
potentially
out
could
and
attack
choice
this
from
turn if he could
Thunderburst
rare
Storm the
candy
next turn.
Dragapult
And
Neo
Yuya,
Upper.
with us being, just over 10 or so minutes left gone in this finals, is already 2 prize cards away from closing out game number 1.
This Raging Bolt wreaking absolute havoc and just
This baby Raging Bolt is gonna sweep.
Of that single prize Raging Bolt is something that if you just aren't able to deal with, you just keep letting it do these bench sniping attacks. You control your opponent's board and you can't evolve up into your Dragapult. And if you can't evolve up into your Dragapult, you're not controlling your opponent's board and your whole deck shuts down.
Does have Ultra Ball, so this is the bare minimum Jose really needed to find this turn to stay in the game. 2 Dracloak, meaning that even if
Okay, got it. So he doesn't need rare candy. He will sack one more prize.
And more importantly, deal with this Raging Bolt in the active spot.
Yeah, going to be some big recon directives coming up. Of course, that really strong ability in the Dracloak. What you want to put each Dracloak you have out, you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and then you put one into your hand, the other one goes in the bottom. It's going to be some big recon directives these next few turns.
Really not what you want to see if you're Jose.
No.
You already have the energy attachment for a turn. You're going to be left with just 2 cards in hand. None of them a supporter. None of them a way to draw more cards. And it's just going to be the attachment, Itchy Pollen. But this, again, is the situation where Yu-Gi-Oh! Was going to knock out one of these Dracloak regardless.
Yeah, and he's going to knock out the one with the energy on it.
Sending it to the discard pile over on Jose's side.
I think it's important to say, Yuya's basically done almost nothing this game. Like, what's Yuya done? Put a bunch of energy onto this Raging Bolt, announce Thunderburst Storm free now 4 times, and taken 4 knockouts. Even if Jose can mount a comeback, and let's not forget, Dragapult, like Gardevoir, is one of those decks that can make use of comeback cards to try and mount a really, really big comeback. We've seen loads over our time casting all of these games. But in this situation, I mean, the fact that you haven't even got a Dragapult down when your opponent only has 2 prize cards left to take, I am not liking Jose's odds here.
Sometimes the simplest strategies are the
Another
are most successful. We may see
he has
Thunderburst Storms take this game. That's Thunderburst Storm number 4, taking a knockout on the Dracloak. And while Jose does have the opportunity to put Dragapult EX in, Yuya can just take another prize card next turn. There may be a position where we may not see Phantom Dive announced at all during this game. Needs to find something, and does find 2 supporter cards to choose from, that Hilda and the Iono. What effect could either of those have in this situation here for Am?
So Jose's going to make a very critical decision here. Jose needs to decide, because that Hilda will grab you.
Yo,
you need
Grover, what's up? What's up? You made it to the live watch party.
You could do to stop your opponent from finalizing the game by taking the last 2 knockouts. It's a very tricky decision. Actually, didn't I see what did Jose take out of the 2?
Is the Hilda. So prioritizing getting a Phantom Dive online. If you're not using that attack, you are not winning.
Yeah, because Hilda can go grab Dragapult and Neo Upper, so he can actually swing right now.
It is not, and here we go, Combination City, Dragapult EX and the Neo Upper Energy, the Pokemon energy card chosen from this. We're going to see the Phantom Dive. This Raging Bolt will finally be answered, but you just got 2 Grass Energy on the bench with this Ogre Pawn, has built up a large hand size just from draw passing over several turns.
Jeez.
That Teal Dance just needs to find 5 energy cards to discard with a Bellowing Thunder, and Yuya will close out this first game.
Yeah, so here it is. Phantom Dive is going to take double knockouts. That's going to be 2 prizes.
It's 2 prizes, right? Because of the one piece.
The Dragapult to take game 1.
I think it's already in the hand. This can grab Nest Ball and a Professor Sada's Vitality, and if there's
he already has Sada's in hand, though.
Which there is, because the Koraidon's already there.
That's correct. All that would be missing now is just a basic energy, and Yuya already has the Professor Sada, so it's going to play this out. And it looks
yeah,
like
Sada was in the prizes. He already took Sada's, so it's over. It's over. Raging Bolt, Earthen Vessel, discard.
We are going to be showcased how easy this deck can just flood the board with energies and set up the Bellowing Thunder.
Yeah, so Vessel grabs the grass and the fire. You can go ahead and Shield Dance with that grass energy to draw an extra card and to get an extra energy onto the board.
Right, that's 3. Sada's for 5. Don't even need a hand attachment per turn. You're good, and they win the game.
And we're going to be moving very swiftly on to game 2.
Very, very much so. Multiple options as long as there's a lightning energy in the hand.
Oh, wait. Oh no!
Yuya misattached the energies, and I think may have gotten rid of the energy switch from the hand.
Did get rid of the energy switch just once with the
No,
lightning energy.
dude. No, dude. What do you do?
Mistake.
Okay, well, you got to teal dance.
Everything out of place is now going to have to use flip the script to try and bail himself out of that small mistake. Which
I mean,
could cost him a fortune.
he has not hand attached yet,
With all the nerves on the most important
so he can still hand attach. He can still teal dance, so he's gonna see 4 more cards.
So yeah, it's going to come down to this flip the script to try and find this lightning energy.
There are still plenty of options in the deck. We'll see the Teal Dance be used first. Those can draw 4 cards to the deck. 1 card off the top. It is another Teal Mask Ogre Pawn.
Okay.
If flip the script. Lightning energy is the key to win this
Okay,
game.
another grass. They can draw another one.
We do have another grass energy in hand. If there's something like an Area 0.
Oh yeah, he already has 5 because he benched the Koraidon. Oh dude. No. Oh.
Take a peek at the deck with Ultra Ball. It's just gonna go ahead and start thin. Grabs this Ditto. A transformative start, not important in this game. Yeah, just that small misstep from Yuya is gonna make what was an easy situation, a locked up game, a little bit more complicated.
That's crazy. Okay, since he messed up, do you think he still swings with Teal Mask or not?
The slight misattach of the energy turned a guaranteed win into. I mean, I think Yuya's still in a pretty good position to take this.
Okay, jamming tower.
We'll go ahead and use the Prime Catcher with that Koraidon until he's taken up this Dust Goal. I like this as a backup.
Yeah, we'll make sure that no more Curse Blast abilities can be used since Yuya
Right.
does go down to 1 prize card, and Jose does not have any bait draw support currently in the hand. See the top deck for turn, and that's a big one to find. Finds the Iono. That in combination with that disruptive effect and potentially smartly avoiding a knockout. That's really a big question. If Jose has the option to, should he maybe prolong taking a prize card here so he can maybe avoid that flip the script ability?
Yeah, I think actually that's why it's kind of this
Crazy.
is one of the really skills in the Pokemon trading card game.
There's no way that Yu loses this match. There's like no way. It's 6-1 prizes. He has everything, like so much energy on board. There's no way.
You can see how one small mistake in the Pokemon TCG can just spiral out of control. And good thing Yuya played that Prime Catcher last turn.
Yeah, Genesect Air Balloon in hand.
With the tool card, that Ace Nullifier really not going to have a lot of impact this turn. I think things are pretty straightforward for Jose. No other options in the hand. Jamming Tower already in play. That can't be played down, and it will be a Phantom Dive. Jose can put himself to 3 prize cards left, and by putting damage counters onto the benched Noctowl in this spot, actually No is purposefully going to avoid prize cards. We'll see what Yuya has. Just needs to find a lightning energy. Does not have access to that.
Yeah, just a lightning energy. That's crazy.
Another decision. Do you promote this Teal Mask Ogre Pawn and attack with it? Use that Myriad Leaf Shower to set up a 2-hit KO? Or do you maybe try and ring around the rosy a little bit and put another Pokemon up that can hopefully either A, be knocked out to trigger that flip the script, or some other option?
No, you for sure. You should, if you don't find the lightning energy, you should attack. Oh, sure.
Sometimes the best way to end is not by dealing damage, but setting yourself up.
Right. I mean, if he Ionos again, his best option is to Iono again, I guess.
This counter catcher off of this recon directive, but I'm not sure there's any supporter card, especially that Iono is really just debating which of these 2 cards, either the art or counter catcher.
You take the counter catcher and bring up the Noctowl, because
outside of that counter catcher in this spot.
Because if you can't disrupt the hand, the best thing to do is stall.
I don't see one. So yeah, just the counter catcher to try and make something of this. Gonna go ahead and bring up that Teal Mask Ogre Pawn.
Ooh, really?
And then another Phantom Dive.
And nothing you can do. Don't want to trigger that flip the script ability, but no matter what, Yuya is 1 knockout away. Just short of taking the KO on the Teal Mask Ogre Pawn, meaning there are still more than enough energies on the board. We'll knock out the Koraidon actually, so flip the script is a potential option, but Yuya still just needs a single lightning energy. Will he find it this time? And
boss's orders!
Doesn't even need the lightning energy. Boss's orders.
Right, boss for the win. Okay. Jeez, crazy. I mean, with how much Baby Bolt just, it took 5, what is it, 4 prizes. Jeez. All right, Raging Bolt for juniors takes game 1. I want Raging Bolt to win. I'm very excited that it won. Yeah, but man, I thought, you know, that's tough because like if Raging Bolt or if Dragapult Dusknoir can get set up, not like in this game, then I think it wins. But it didn't get set up, which means Raging Bolt took it.
Even though there was a bit of a misstep for Yuya, he misattached the energy cards, got rid of this energy switch. He was still able to claw back after he did what he thought was game on his turn.
Yeah, so putting down the jamming tower, and then very wisely in this sort of recovery play, playing this prime patch to bring up the Duskull. Definitely the best thing to target here because you don't want your opponent to have access to Curse Blast to really have a big chance for a comeback, and then just boss his orders to bring up the Badu for the last prize of the game.
Shuffling up for our second game here, Jose. We were considered the favorite going into this.
That's crazy.
Long list and resume, and knows this Raging Bolt deck so well. He's got to be asking himself, Frey, a question that many players are at this point too. How can he adjust into this game 2 and try and force us into a game 3?
Set up more 3P, don't prize a big part of your Dragapult line to be a good start.
Yeah, 1 Dreepy and 2 Dragapults prized. Ooh, or two Dracloaks prized. That was bad prizes.
It's almost as if they're not prized if you really think about it.
That's definitely how it works.
See what the decision is here from Jose. If he wants to go first, he'll go ahead and go second in game number 2. So both players, it seems, very set on their opening strategies. Going first with Yuya's Raging Bolt deck, and Jose valuing the plethora of options he has on that first turn, going second.
Yeah, I guess as well, if you're Jose, you don't want to be in a situation where you go first, don't open with a supporter, and then your one lone Dreepy or something could be KO'd with something like a Fan Rotom. That's definitely not a situation you want to be in. And if you're forced to go first, then you know they can't attack, and you're more likely to be able to set up by virtue of being able to use a supporter to find Buddy Pop it.
Always a scary situation for sure. You've got to be noting of that here. So players will set up, both players having a basic Pokemon, and prize cards coming out. Once again, Yuya will start things off. The fist bump is here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going into game number 2 here at the World Championships.
Game number 2, Yuya going first. You've got to be feeling confident here. You know that you are,
all right.
able to play
same thing. Teal Mask.
One game away from becoming
Fan Rotom off the Teal Mask. Oh, sick, dude. Okay. Yeah, you got to use it. You see the Badu, you got to use your items.
Already has the Teal Mask Ogre upon in play. The Fan Rotom already down. And now the question again, we saw how important it was for Yuya to get not only the baby Raging Bolt down on turn 1, but attach that energy card from hand. If he has that yet again, these Dreepies are not going to be safe, and they are not going to be having a good time.
No, they absolutely
That's crazy. What if it's just the same thing? Is it baby, or is he going Raging Bolt?
Get this Raging Bolt down, get an energy on it, and
baby Raging Bolt.
As soon as possible. And unlike
all right.
is able to be using that Fan Call. What does Fan Call do, Ethan?
Fan Call. So 2 and 1 Noctowl. Yep.
Noctowl, very conveniently, and I'm sure purposefully, having exactly 100 HP. Will be the 3 choices from that ability. And now the second question becomes bench management and energy management. Yuya's definitely going to put these 2 Hoots down. That will be no surprise. But is it worth, locking yourself out of the bench spaces for the time being? You want to put this energy, and Yuya does have the fighting energy in hand. It seems small and insignificant, but down the line, it really is going to matter when a Thunderbird Storm for 90 is just so impactful.
Yep.
Absolutely is.
Ooh, so I mean, hand attachment E-switch or Crispin. Right, Sada's Vitality even. Ooh, he is discarding the energy for a retreat, so maybe he has Sada's in hand already.
Deciding to preemptively retreat that Teal Mask Ogre upon it, of course, is always an option to retreat the Pokemon TCG, but just wants to make sure that Pokemon EX with 210 HP does not take the 10 damage from the itchy pollen. It's
right.
Insignificant, but it does
because that could come back and bite him in the butt. So maybe it's not that he has Sadas, maybe he's just protecting himself from that 10 damage.
The small little tickles that come out from itchy pollen.
Yeah, so often we see that Phantom Dive Maps works out really nicely. If you hit something in the active, you hit a bunch of 200 HP.
2 more Dracloaks prized.
Jose, you didn't take our advice.
Dracloak, you need to direct yourself to the main stage. You cannot be
2 more Dracloaks prized. Oh no.
Jose Cruz does also prize the Monkey Dory. It's not an important card in this matchup, but you always got to keep note of what pieces are available. they are still manageable. A lot of the times, you know, like you said, that one copy of Rare Candy, just getting Dragapult EX into play and not having to worry about the long and treacherous path of normal, regular evolution when you're facing down constant pressure from Thunderburst Storm could be the main piece Jose was missing in that first game to get himself back in game.
Yeah, you can't E-switch because you're going to be under item lock, so it has to be either Crispin or Sada's hand attachment.
So we know that this turn's going to end in Itchy Pollen, which is going to put you on the back foot a little bit. But we do know, of course, that the Knock Tower is already in hand from that fan call, so we'll be able to dual seeker for a Crispin to get all the energy onto this.
Right, he can just literally get it whatever he wants.
All you can ask, getting Pokemon down, getting ready for evolution. The energy attachments on this turn, at least, not really significant.
Oh, jeez, man. This is going to be the same thing that happens just like last game. That's crazy. I'm calling it. The same thing is going to happen. Just baby boom, 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 boom. Just.
But smartly choosing to play the Arven this turn, since finding Dracloak could be a valuable option on the following turn.
Yeah, absolutely could. You want to make sure you have the option to find that. And of course, now Jose will be looking through the deck. Unlike in game one, able to look through the deck a lot earlier, and we'll realize, oh, the 2 Dracloak again. Are you kidding me? I need you in my deck on the prize cards.
So Jose taking a decent amount of time is nicely told by the judge that we'll need to select a card. You don't have all day in the Pokemon TCG. Come on, Jose. We got plenty of matches to showcase here. We got to pick things up respectfully. Of course, will be the Air Balloon as well, or the item card, or rather the tool card of choice. Often gets played. Double Dreepy comes down, and sure, you're going to item lock your opponent. And interestingly enough, Jose is actually going to also get down. Ultra Ball is always a key piece to grab evolution Pokemon, but just values potentially getting that up and running some point in the future.
Yeah, just going to go ahead and get that now. I mean, we did see in the first game, you targeted down that Duskull, knowing that some combo turns with Dusknoir can be absolutely devastating. But in the meantime, Itchy Pollen, small little Bandu that could, preventing Yuya from playing items on his next turn. How does Yuya respond?
Dual Seeker, prime ability.
Has to be Crispin, right?
Or Yuya, just going to make sure he checks how many cards are in the hand. Both players. Make sure they have track of all resources available, how many cards you work with, a big option, and it's actually going to be Yuya going for the Professor Sada and finds the lightning energy off the top 3. Are you kidding me here? What a draw from Yuya.
I guess it was already guaranteed because the Noctowl was in hand, so you could go ahead and search the Urban Vessel. Oh no, you can't, of course, because it gets into Buddy, but that's huge. That's why you go for, I mean, do you know Christmas prized? And he plays 1, that's why you have to go for that risk.
Right. Oh, frick. Okay, see, I didn't realize that. There's only 1 Crispin in the deck. But he took it off the prizes. Sick. Yeah, he just had to rip it, and he found it. Wow. That's why he preemptively just a 2 of. 1, to save the 10 damage off the Teal Mask for future Phantom Dive, and 2, just to have something to Sada. Ooh, no Crispin now, which is fine.
For Thunderburst Storm, turn after turn. Maybe the biggest lightning energy draw of Yuya's life up there with the Crispin prize, able to find it and start putting this pressure on. And now Jose is once again, even with leading with that Itchy Pollen, is very much on the back foot. Going to go ahead and use that Buddy Pop and get some more Dreepy down from that. Maybe a second Duskull. He feels like that might be the best move to make.
Jeez.
Going to go for the 4th Dreepy.
Okay, he's getting a lot more Dreepies on board.
To a Dreepy instead of a Dracloak. At that point, your opponent's then got to make a decision. Do I either take out your easiest access to put Dragapult EX into play next turn, or do I do something else? But yet again here, Jose, crucially, missing an energy attachment. That's going to make it even harder, especially with the pressure Thunderburst Storm is putting on. And that doesn't even need to do anything.
Draw attack. Crazy.
Go, buddy. I got everything I need here with my Raging Bolt. Is this the Thunderburst Storm World Championships we're seeing here in the Junior Finals? It sure feels like
that's so crazy, dude. Oh, dude. I love this. I want Raging Bolt to win.
Does have that 1 copy of Rare Candy, could potentially put a Phantom Dive pressure on this turn, but yet again will be just that single piece short. Instead, just going to find the Dracloak. Does now have the energy attachment for turn, but yet again, if you attack into that Dracloak, it's just going to be the target to be KO'd. It will mean Dragapult EX at minimum can come down, and now Jose is going to
right. So attached to the Dreepy, but 2 Dracloaks.
Also, also crucial to note, obviously the Recon Directive did find that Neo Upper Energy, so in a worst case scenario, you know you could have the energy attachment ready to go to power up your Phantom Dive. Really crucial find of the Recon Directive there.
The first
Okay,
time this
Area
set, the
Zero.
has become larger. Terra Pokemon are ready to show their immersive power. Area Zero Under Depths, thanks to there being a Terrestrial Pokemon in play, means both players, they have that type of Pokemon, can extend the bench up to 8 over the normal 5. This Raging Bull deck wants to play as wide as possible. Start things off with the Teal Dance, still under item lock, so can't do anything else. And it's actually
Yeah, get the Dreepy.
and does target down the Pokemon on the bench with the energy. Like you said though, Freya, Neo Upper Energy could potentially be the savior in this second game.
Yeah, it could. Having said that, I think it's still likely targeting down the Street P because you want to target down the energy on the field, and you don't necessarily mind 1 or 2 Dragon Bolts being evolved up because then, of course, you come in with your big bad Raging Bolt EX and you take a 1-hit knockout with Thunder.
See both Recon Directives be used. This combo may be online. Got the Air Balloon and the Genesect are in the hand, so if Jose chooses to, could bench that Genesect and attach the tool card, thus shutting Yuya down from playing Prime Catcher at any point during the rest of the game. See the evolution, Neo Upper Energy, and now the choice becomes where do you put these damage counters thanks to that Hollow Just Flying entry ability will be on those 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, the 10 on the Teal Mask.
Playing this Genesect, discarding it off Professor's Research, so not valuing that as a bench slot, wants to keep it open for something else.
Yeah, which I think makes a lot of sense in this situation, and also gotta love the placement on the flying entry. Put 1 on that Teal Mask Ogerpon so that it's more vulnerable to a Phantom Dive later, and then 1 on the Hoot Hoot so that Phantom Dive can also do residual damage on the bench to KO down too.
Importantly, does evolve that Dusclops. Or excuse me, from the Duskull into the Dusclops. Did discard Dusknoir from that Professor's Research, so we'll need to play something like Light Stretcher down the line to get that Pokemon back if he so chooses to. But yeah, it's just the lack of energy attachments early on in this game means Jose just doesn't feel comfortable with this hand size Yuya has slowly been accumulating for attacking with this Dragapult EX, since there's no way to accelerate the energies, and back-to-back Phantom Dives just cannot be used.
And honestly, if I'm Yuya here, I'm thinking, I want to Thunder Storm again, but I think I want to target this Dusclops. This feels like the most threatening thing right now. Like, I put together a combo to make some kind of comeback.
Huge combo.
And then just 1-2 prize knockout, winning the game with the Bellowing Thunder. So I think that Dusclops is really important to target right now.
It's tough, right? You put yourself to 2 prize cards. I guess at that point, you don't care about back-to-back Dragapult EX attacks. So
no, exactly.
Jose's just going to put himself in range where the same situation he was fearing is just be part of the game.
And like playing,
Okita is now just 2 prize cards away from
this match just it went the same exact way. They're probably going to get a Dragapult down this turn, and then it's just going to get one shot by Raging Bolt.
Jose is going to be fighting tooth and nail to come back in this game 2 and try and take us to a game 3. Let's see what he has.
Plenty of Pokemon left in this game. Never count Dragapult EX out. It has made comebacks more far-fetched than this. It already has the Dragapult EX powered up. Phantom Dive is online thanks to that Neo Upper Energy. One piece that is missing right now is something like Iono. Hand disrupting Yuya while potentially taking out multiple Hoot Hoot this turn, or even something like the Raging Bolt in the active spot.
Crazy.
Getting rid of those 3 energy cards, maybe the needed combination piece.
Yeah, you have to get rid of the energies on board, or else just one lightning wins it.
A massive hand, and this is a combo deck, this Raging Bolt deck. You give it tons of cards to work with, it's going to put something together that you're not going to like.
Yeah, and not only that, of course, we did say the last turn Jose opted to discard that Genesect and isn't getting back with his Night Stretcher, so Prime Catcher is still an option for you to try and seal out this game with a Professor Sada's Vitality and Prime Catcher on the Dragapult.
It's just going to use Professor's Research. He's kind of breathing a sigh of relief. He gets to keep his large hand size as Jose draws 7 cards. No counter catcher, no Wake Gust around this Pokemon. You gotta really feel like taking out the energies from play, denying the large damage essentially guaranteed next turn from a
I mean, you can't Prime Catcher because of the Itchy Pawn. You can't. But
if Yuya can find a Lightning Energy card under this item block, then Boss's Orders could take a KO on this final Pokemon. Let's see if Yuya has the pieces. He's gonna search through the deck with this Jewel Seeker, see what is available. Looks like without having the Lightning Energy here, and being under idle lock, just wants to preemptively grab some pieces that Crispin wants taken off the prize cards, which means he can just flood the board with even more energy, preparing for any option or any play Jose throws at him.
Yeah, I don't think Yuya is going to be able to have game this turn, but he can essentially put himself in a position where he's checkmating on Jose the next turn. And so I think very wisely here, Yuya not being greedy about it, thinking, you know what, I'm so far ahead of here, let's not get ahead of ourselves, let's just set up my board well, so I know the next turn I can close out this game and become the world champion.
Will be the Lightning and Grass Energy. We'll see the Lightning Energy most likely attached from the deck to the Raging Bolt.
Raging
And
Bolt.
the Grass Energy is going to be put in the hand. Means multiple energies can come down. No Teal Dance abilities have been used yet. That could draw some extra cards. There is attachment from the deck. Grass Energy to hand. Splitting the energy smartly between these Teal Mask Overcard to make sure they're preserved.
Because you don't want to do it on the damaged one.
Yuya can take a knockout on something like the Halucha yet again with this Thunderburst Storm and put himself one prize card away. And interestingly enough, going to discard his own stadium to bump his bench down to
Jamming
5
Tower.
and get rid of that Noctowl, which could be a liability down the line. Gonna knock out the Budu, and now just one prize card away from becoming our first TCG World Champion.
Yeah, there's no way, dude.
So it is all going to come down to this. You play the INO, and do you stop Yuya from finding the pieces to take this last prize card and win the game?
It's just so tough because there's already 4 energy.
They just need one more energy. One.
So if you knock out this active Raging Bolt, all Yuya needs is an energy of any type, whether it's through a supporter card, an attachment from hand. It does not matter, but this is what you can do. There's no Pheasantipity in play.
It's
Just
one card.
for Yuya, as Jose will disrupt. It's lightning energy.
He wins.
That's true.
If that's a lightning energy, he just won the game.
Not done with the turn yet. He's going to do everything he can here in this second game.
Crazy, dude. Is the Raging Bolt gonna win juniors?
As many energy as possible from Yuya's side of the board, but I don't think you do a residual knockout onto this Raging Bolt. So you're going to take energy here. That's going to be it. I think
making sure everything is done correctly is actually instead going to use something like the Jet Headbutt to play around the KO. Potentially an option. It looks like we're just figuring out the Phantom Dive damage here. So here we go. We're going to see the Phantom Dive, or excuse me, here we go. Yeah, Phantom Dive's being used.
Yeah, 4 1 and 1. Yeah, absolutely.
Yuya has an energy card. This game is all over. Raging Bolt charges it. There it is! Lightning energy in the hand. Yuya Okita takes the game and becomes your junior division.
2-0. He 2-0s the juniors. Raging Bolt. Let's go. Raging Bolt.
Storm has descended here in Anaheim and it has crowned Yuya as our first champion.
What an excellent display, showcasing how strong Raging Bolt can be.
Dude, that baby Raging Bolt against all of the Dreepies just bah, 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 bah. No way, dude. Crazy.
Congratulations. Yeah, doing it in barely broke a sweat doing it as well. It was really the Thunderburst Storm show, just over and over again. KOing Dreepy, KOing Budu, KOing Duskull, taking out Dracloak, and just never really letting Jose set up and just completely dominating the game from there. What a display from you.
Let's take a look back on this set, see how things played out. It was just
that's crazy, dude.
Turn 2 Thunderburst Storm that proved too much for Jose to handle. These Dreepies just turn after turn, knocked out, Dracloak taken care of. And you did make a little bit of a misstep towards the end of this game after having up to a commanding lead, but that is a showcase of a great player in the Pokemon TCG. Not letting a mistake that could potentially have cost him the entire game get to him mentally. He clawed back, found a way to win, correctly used that Thunderburst Storm early on, and then using the attack on that Raging Bolt EX to discard the hand, Burst Roar, draw 6 cards, and the boss's orders was there to close things out. And in this game too, a very similar story.
Yeah, very similar story, just over and over again.
Thunderburst
Storm took out what, like 5, 6, or maybe most of even the prize cards across those 2 games, and just completely unstoppable. And right there at the end,
jeez, guys,
bellowing thunder, knockout, prize card taken, and a world champion title crowned.
Congratulations again to Yuya, our first champion here on our Sunday. That was a great way to kick things off.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm excited for seniors and masters.
It's always been about that bellowing thunder attack. But I have to admit, I was a
little bit skeptical of the Thunderburst Storm, maybe Raging Bolt. It really, if there are any doubters of how strong that card is, even
All right,
for an attack that
BRB. I'm gonna get a snack real quick. I'll leave the stream going. I'll be back.
Anywhere on your opponent's board. And not only that, it turns Raging Bolt from
Love you. No, I'm still watching. Oh, jeez.
同じ時WCS のシニアリーグで3位になったビッグとビッグを共有してたのでお互いに勝ってとても嬉しいです。
So he has a friend in the seniors that was third place, and he's very happy that he was able to. They were both able to play together.
Oh, congratulations to your friend. Thank you, Yuya. Let's hear it one more time for your world champion. Thank you, Yuya. You can leave the stage now and go celebrate. All right, you know what that means. It's time for your world championship match in the seniors division.
Seniors.
Please help me welcome to the stage your competitors. First, from Brazil, Gabriel Fernandez. Hello. And now, please welcome from China, welcome to the stage, competitors. We cannot wait to watch you play. Please take your seats, and our casters will take us right into the match.
Wow, thank you very much, Anna. What an entrance to have there. The player we're all watching in the senior division, Gabriel Fernandez, coming out. The storyline we're watching, but on the other side, Fuguan coming to try and show the story is not always about the Titan, it's about the competitor. My name is Mike Ellis, joined by the mastermind himself, Joe Bernard. We're going to be taking you through all the action here in the Senior World Finals.
This one's a special one, Mike. It's hard to say at any point in any game that we could eclipse a Masters final, but I think we've got all the elements today. This is going to be an absolute thriller. Strap yourselves in.
Yeah, we had a lot of players making their way through the tournament. We started 353 seniors, went through 10 rounds of Swiss, and it ended in the top cut here. As you can see, both players meeting in the final, ready to complete their journey. I know you, Joe, went to go watch the semi-finals. Yeah. You got to see the action there. Talk us through what happened.
The one had a really interesting matchup against Raging Bolt, and it was actually the Pikachu EX that was pretty much hard carrying in that matchup because the Raging Bolt EX wasn't playing the Slithering in the list, which meant it was able to take a huge chunk of prize cards and really overtake the game. Whereas Gabriel, it was a very different story. He was able to overcome a Golden Go EX deck
And it was all about patient play and setting up that position. And I think that could be a story of our final, in fact, Mike, because that use of toe scroll, that use of Iono, that's going to be critical coming into this final. There's no secret that Gabriel has taken on a number of Golden Go, but this is a slightly different list, and it's going to cause new headaches and new challenges.
There we go. We get to see the deck choices from
What?
both our
Wait.
finalists. Gabriel Fernandez.
Whoa.
leading into that Enzorok card.
Enzorok made it to the finals? No friggin' way. I had no idea. I hadn't been I follow Masters, not seniors. That's crazy. One. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm gonna give this one just like I predicted it right in or I didn't predict it right. I said I thought Dragapult would have had it, but my deep down belief was I wanted Raging Bolt to win. So I think I'm my desire and my what I think is going to happen will be aligned this time, and I'm going to predict that Golden Go wins.
No one has been as successful as Fuguan has here, taking down many Golden Go. In fact, through rounds 2 to 5, went through the Golden Go gauntlet and took down 4 in a row. And on the other side,
apparently I'm going to choose wrong.
So interesting storyline here. We've got 2 decks, Golden Go, Joltik Box merged together for Fuguan.
Golden Go and Joltik Box mixed together? Interesting. What does that look like?
Perhaps with Fuguan having that early game aggression at the disposal, especially because that can take on the toe school so effectively with only 120 hit points. Perfect math for the Ampy, very much an attack that I'm sure our players have heard throughout the season. It's been such a ever-present Pokemon in our TCG. And as you said, Mike, it's a combination of Fuguan, who is undefeated in the tournaments, against Gabriel, who's been essentially undefeated the entire season, to be honest with you, getting 4 regional victories and the Grand Slam, all 3 international championship victories this season. The crowning achievement awaits. Already a world champion in Yokohama.
What the heck? Did they say that right? 4 international championships? Or 4 regionals and all 3 international championships? It's freaking crazy.
No one's done it quite like Jason.
If he doesn't win Worlds,
Gabriel Fernandez could be the one to make history.
Apparently I bet against this guy.
Our first Worlds finalist in the TCG from mainland China, only introduced in 2024 season, making their way all the way here, and both players have shuffled their decks, taken their first hand, put their active Pokemons out, and we're just getting ready for that start. I'm sure this is one of the most anticipated finals of the day. History will be made here.
Perhaps season prize cards coming out already. I saw Gabriel looking up at the heavens, possibly frustrated with that opening hand. Let's see if there's any jeopardy here. Well, Mike, I see a couple of one-off Pokemon already in the prizes for Fuguan. That's a 1 copy of the Miraidon EX tandem unit, one of the easiest ways you can grab both Iron Hands in addition to Joltik on those opening stages. Also a couple of those supporter cards that can help you get into the early Jolting charge attack. And for Gabriel, one of the few Pokemon that can reach knockouts cleanly onto Fuguan's EX Pokemon, that Bloodloon Ursaluna EX in the prizes as well.
Typically only attacking at the end of the game, right at the top of those prize cards. Might not see it this game, but our players are ready. Are you guys ready in the crowd? Well, we've been anticipating it all through the season. The perfect season from Gabriel Fernandez. All 3 ICs won by him. 4 regional champions. Even went to locals and won 4 cups and 4 challenges.
Crazy stats.
Looking to try and complete the perfect season. And here it is. The players begin as we begin our Seniors World Final.
After this one, we have the draw for the first turn. It looks like Fuguan has been forced first here with a Genesect EX in the active position. Phenomenal new inclusion from the Black Bolt set, that metallic signal. So some early game ball search and a Gimme Ghoul to boot. So a pretty decent opener here for Fuguan.
Yeah, looking for those ball search cards. Nest Ball featuring in many of the top decks, allowing you to find a basic Pokemon and put it straight onto your bench. 2 in the hand there for Fuguan. And we'll look to try and find the Gimme Ghouls as well as that potential Miraidon, which he's now going to find is in the prize cards.
Fortunately, a couple of Nest Ball actually in this hand, so he still can go the long way about things. I think there's even the Box Scouting in hand for next turn as well. Could open up the door for the likes of Latias EX with that Skyliner to move the 2 retreat cost Genesect EX. and start developing a few of these basics. And even without the Mirage on EX, it looks like the hand is strong enough. Should be working towards a jolting charge. It's basically the only way this deck gets into the game. It's not like a regular Golden Go EX deck where you can try and find that Energy Search Pro very early on. This build is quite different. The A-Spec is the prime catcher. So typically you try and flood your energy early with a Joltik. You allow your Lightning Pokemon to get knocked out, and then you use Superior Energy Retrieval throughout the game to reload with your Golden Go EX. So quite different flow to a regular Golden Go deck.
There we see Fuguan's lucky Charizard on the table with him. His favorite Pokemon has brought it here to the world stage.
Okay.
And will have just completed that prize check. How
Let's go.
important is prize checking for these players in those pressure moments?
Well, we've already seen a few pressure moments in that junior division, so no doubt you want to be caught in a strange situation based on something you didn't check. That information's free to you. You may as well take the time to do it, especially because we know that Fuguan has quite a fast deck and plenty of time in our finals. Why wouldn't put a little bit of thought into what is remaining when you're constantly able to search cards, and also towards what you're drawing with Golden Go throughout the game. As we pass the action over to Gabrielle, let's see that opening hand.
The ends Zorua.
Turn one up, and this is a phenomenal supporter card in Gabrielle's deck, allowing us to get early access to ball search cards. In addition to that, we have some phenomenal tools like
Arvin allowing you to search for one item card and one tool card from your deck, introduced in Obsidian Flames right near the beginning of the Scarlet and Violet era, and it has remained a consistent card, especially in these evolving decks, as the TM Evolution is a great way to get things set up early on, and I'm sure we'll see Gabrielle using it many a time in this final.
Combination would mean an energy in hand or a ball searching card, and then the Arvin can find the other pieces alongside that technical machine evolution. So a buddy popping to get a couple Zorua would mean that we could end our turn on 2 N Zoroark EX, exactly where you want to be as Gabrielle, because not only is the N Zoroark EX one of your early game attacking options, but also it's the way that you draw through your deck, and already we're seeing Gabrielle look through their prize cards.
That's crazy. So one is 8-1-1, and Fuguan is 7-0-3. So he's never lost 3 ties.
All the Golden Go at the tournament, but this is a different matchup, as that superior energy retrieval in Golden Go is not the only way to attack. So we'll shut that down, as well as the Levincia in the deck.
Right.
But there are other ways to attack thanks to the Iron Hands. And so Fuguan will find another way, and that's why that Joltik has been the target early on. But Gabrielle, including this Toadscroll, is a great decision coming into the tournament.
Especially when you see how many he's had to face on his route to the final, beating Golden Go
That's
in
crazy.
the top 8 and top 4 matches.
Dude.
Slightly different, so some different challenges going on in this final.
So he beat 4 in a row in Swiss, and then beat top 8 and top 4 Golden Goes. Dude, holy cow. He's like, all right, another Golden Go, let's go.
Which closed him out the way to this final with a Binding Mochi tool in the list. Going through those final actions of this turn number 1 from Gabrielle, it looks like we are lining up Earthen Vessel now to grab some Darkness Energy. It is.
So our 2023 World Champion, Gabrielle, has come here to try and make it too. But in this situation, he's come up with an unusual deck that many will not be ready for. But he's up against something a little bit unusual on the other side. That Joltik box combined with Golden Go is not something
TM Evo for 2 ends.
And we've got a chance to chat to him before, and he thinks it's a pretty even matchup. So this will be a very skill-heavy matchup between our 2 seniors here.
Yeah, you would think a regular Golden Go EX deck is much more routine. You can have that
That's
breathing
crazy.
room when the Toadscroll is in play, and even if the Golden Go is choosing to take it out, that's a single prize knockout, which typically doesn't help them in their prize map. But in this instance, an Iron Hands EX, it has a lot of hit points. It's difficult for a Zoroark EX to punish early on, but also that Ampy very much can brute force through some 2 prize knockouts, even on these lower hit point Pokemon.
Yeah, when Iron Hands EX came into the format back in LEIC a few years back, it was the star of the show, a fan favorite that Ampy very much. Very powerful attack, and one of the main reasons why Joltik box has been included in this Golden Go, allowing you to do what Golden Go cannot at the start of the game. And that Genesect EX in the active spot has been a fundamental part of why Golden Go has been so popular here. Metallic Signal, such a powerful ability.
Allowing you to search for 2 metals evolution Pokemon immediately. As we see
2 basic Pokemon.
Scouting. That will grant access to a Pikachu EX in addition to a Latias EX, it looks like. So rather than the Iron Hands EX, there's also this attacking option, Mike. You know, the Resolute Heart is a very frustrating ability to get around for certain archetypes. Gabrielle's is one of those, so the Pikachu EX can quite confidently put a huge number of energy on it, all from this Joltik. Even searching some metal energy out as well here, Mike, from the Earthen Vessel. this Pikachu EX can run riot on a board. It doesn't have to be concerned with Togepool either.
Many of you will be very familiar with this Pikachu EX, a very popular Pokemon, a very popular card. And that ability
A
has
golden, that's so crazy. I still can't get over it. A golden go Joltik box combo deck. That's crazy.
And I'm sure Figuan has been using it into the golden goes throughout the tournament. And that Latiasi X with the Skyliner ability, allowing all the basics to retreat for free. And the Joltik will be in the active spot. Jolting Charge, allowing Figuan to put 2 Lightning and 2 Grass Energy from his deck onto any of his Pokemon. Very powerful way to set things up.
I love this turn 1. Spending your energy attachment as metal onto the Pikachu EX. Knowing that the Jolting Charge can pull out 2 Lightning and 2 Grass Energy onto your Pokemon in any way that you like. Such a versatile attack. That's the only use of the Joltik in this list. There's no Galvantula in this instance, which you would see in more traditional builds of Joltik box, but we don't necessarily have the space in this build to go for that. So instead, we're going to put 3 energy onto the Iron Hands EX, floating the Lightning onto the Pikachu EX. It's going to be all 4 energy from Figuan going towards the Iron Hands. Now, you still have 1-hit KO threatened via your Golden Go EX, so you can go down this direction and allow your Pikachu to be a more of a late-game sweep option.
Well, we're going to see the Iron Hands EX powered up, but if there's no Pokemon on Gabriel's side with 120 HP or less, it's going to be tough to utilize that Ampy very much. The Pikachu EX will be a viable option at some point during this game, and that's why these decisions are so tough for someone like Figuan in this moment. A lack of familiarity with this unusual pick from Gabriel and Zoroark, it's going to be really tough to navigate it here.
Yeah, that's a crazy deck list over there on the left. It's jeez. I'm like excited to see about that deck.
Right now, or also fuel your discard pile for resources later. All the while you're drawing 2, and that's such a great effect, especially from stage 1 Pokemon. Gabriel opting to evolve his active Ends Zoroark as well now. 1 energy attachment and an Ends Reshiram away from using that Night Joker attack. Begin putting on the pressure here.
Those trades have been so key for Ends Zoroark throughout the tournament. One of the most consistent cards in the format once set up. Golden Go on the other side has been touting that with the coin bonus. But being able to see 2 cards just for 1 discard, often that discard being a benefit, great way to get through your deck nice and fast. And that double darkness attack, Night Joker in the active, does nothing unless there's a Pokemon with N in its name on the bench to attack with, and that will be the Ends Reshiram, which we don't see currently, but Gabriel will be looking to try and find it right now.
I have 1 more trade. It's a tough debate. I have a counter catcher that might be discarded here. See a couple more cards. No supporter just yet. Have a Nest Ball.
Nest Ball, there it is. All right.
Wow, that Nest Ball coming in so clutch there. The Ends Reshiram, a basic Pokemon searched and put onto the bench. And now that Night Joker can copy either Virtuous Flame, or if the Ends Zoroark has some damage on it, the Powerful Rage. Well, what a moment to start the thing off here. We've got all 3 of the Ends Zoroark on setup, and the Ends Reshiram waiting to take the first knockout here in our Seniors World Final, and it will be Gabriel Fernandez.
A decent start, Mike. It's just a single prize knockout though, and I think from this stage on, Figuan might look to just keep this board of multi-prize Pokemon. The 1 prize KO means that Figuan can't put down additional Gimme Ghoul without some sort of major drawback. And I think that's what Gabriel's going for here with the single prize KO, trying to say that at some point my win condition might involve INO, so I want to try and stop my opponent from having access to too many Golden Go EX to still coin bonus their way towards any combination.
Wow, and then another Joltik coming down. One of the huge benefits of that Joltik box archetype is the singular Joltik in play is just a 1 prizer, nothing to worry about, but you can see how vital it is for Figuan to get all that energy in play and set up all those attackers. As Ends Zoroark can't really knock out much on this board, could only hit for 170.
That's crazy,
with the
okay.
Night Joker copying the Ends Reshiram, so all of these big basic Pokemon EX are safe from a knockout.
Using an Arbon here as our supporter card for the turn. I only saw 1 energy available right now. No easy targets for that Iron Hands. Looking like a tough turn. If we'd floated 1 Lightning Energy to the Pikachu EX or one of those Grass Energy, we could have had an easy route to take a KO. But we could be holding back on that Topaz Bolt, knowing that it's such a late game great option. So we're actually going to go back into the Joltik here instead. Let's go for another Jolting Charge.
Wow, here we go, another Jolting Charge. And you mentioned about that knockout. You've got to be worried about the ace spec of Gabrielle, the unfair stamp that requires a knockout to be taken and can be very disruptive in these early turns. And so maybe this was the game plan that Fuguan prepared with his friends. We heard that he had some practice into this exact deck. A complete difference here in the finals we see at Pokemon, where you can practice exactly what you're going to be playing against the next day. And I'm sure they've been thinking through all the different lines. And it seems like the double jolting charge is the line Fuguan has gone for.
We're over-attaching to the Pikachu EX. The Topaz Bolt only requires 3 energy, but it does discard 3 energy as well. So by having 4 energy on, you can then keep manually attaching up to continue to chain this Topaz Bolt attack.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you could do and attach a 5th energy, discard 3. Next turn, you're gonna not get your the ability of Pikachu is gonna survive by just 10 damage. Attach a 6th energy, take 2 more prizes. That's crazy.
But also
Okay.
start finding those powerful one-off cards like the unfair stamp, the Professor Turo scenario, these options that you want to be sprinkling in at the right moment. The more of them you have in your hand, the more options you have in those vital turns.
And I think we will still have to work towards a Toad School. It's just about the timing for Gabrielle. That's what he has to get absolutely perfectly in this game number 1 here. One of them will be
he discarded
2-1 line. Don't be too panicked just yet. You have additional Darts energy. Keeping up on attachments is really important maintenance here for Gabrielle as well. Feels like we could easily be going up a 2nd prize here. Be quite content still with the board overall, knowing that we're gripping the unfair stamp.
This is such a crazy match. I'm super interested. I did not think that an Ends Zoroark deck was going to be in the finals. Like, no chance I would have guessed that.
To think about. On the other side, Fuguan, our only undefeated player in seniors. Gabriel Fernandez did sustain a loss in the Swiss to Raging Bolt EX, but in this final moment, it doesn't matter. All that matters now is one match to find out who will be the world champion here in Anaheim.
Gabriel using his supportive turn on an Arven, one of these situations where you didn't have much else to do, so instead we'll grab some resources for a future turn. In this case, it's going to be the energy switch. Already holding on to some Nest Ball and some other options as we have a massive hand size. You have to expect Gabrielle to be constantly holding on to plenty of cards with the amount of trade on the board, and with Fuguan not having access to any hand disruption whatsoever. Gabrielle's in complete control of how many cards he has.
You know that Toad Scroll will come down at some point. Now, there is a number that's very important on that Toad Scroll that we'll be looking at as we go forward, but Gabrielle taking a knockout there on the Joltik, and now it is on Fuguan to look to respond with a knockout. 2 prizes ahead for Gabrielle, but do not count out Fuguan. He's gone for the setup.
Typically, you would expect the Joltik Golden Go deck to go ahead.
Yeah, so promote Golden Go, draw 2 cards, and then attack with Pikachu, maybe set up and do some other stuff.
Opens up the space to bench a Gimmickle this turn pretty reliably. Has an easy knockout lined up already with the Pikachu without access to any other cards required just yet. We also see the Air Balloon attached to the Golden Go EX now, making that coin bonus an even more effective draw engine, in addition to a flip
Fez.
now from
Not another
EX.
gimme.
Having suffered a KO on the previous turn, you can now draw 3 additional cards. And we have a superior energy retrieval. I do like the use of this proactively, knowing that you shouldn't have too much difficulty to reach when you need to. And getting any manual attachment at this stage onto Pikachu EX seems really valuable. It's actually going to be alongside a Bravery Charm as well here.
This is crazy.
Well, Iron Hands EX is sitting on the bench. And we mentioned earlier on how it wouldn't have a target on the board.
Crazy.
The Zoroark on the other side is 280 HP, is out of range. The Pikachu is the attacker there. But why is that Iron Hands on the bench such a worry for Gabrielle as the Pikachu comes forward to take a knockout?
Trying to starve your opponent from putting down that Toad Scroll combination. At any point, Fuguan can then capitalize and pounce and take an easy 2-prize knockout. Gabrielle is aware of that, so it also keeps the Golden Go EX open as an attacking option, especially as we start to throw these energy in the discard pile with Topaz Bolt here, taking a big 2-prize swing.
Topaz Bolt.
Yep. So he still has a Lightning and a Grass on the Pikachu. All you have to do is hand attach a metal, and you get another 2 prizes.
Pikachu taking 1.
Passing action back over to Gabrielle now. In a tough position. The board doesn't look easy to navigate here. There is a Dark, weak Latias EX you can try and target down this turn if you would like. You can go down to 2 prize cards remaining yourself. And then you can try and pivot your attacking options towards the likes of a Petulant EX with an Irritated Outburst attack that can get stronger in the late game, or the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX that can combine with Binding Mochi to take knockouts on even very high hit point Pokemon, including that Golden Go EX. So I think that's what Gabriel has to do in this instance. He's ahead in the race. There's an easy 2-prize Pokemon.
Pikachu's going for it. One more hand attack. Like, yes, he can hit into it, but like, okay, so he has 10 damage or 10 HP left. But then one attachment of the metal, boom, another 2 prizes. Pikachu, that Resolute Heart ability just, ooh.
So those first 2 prize cards could be key for Gabriel, and that Pheasantipity EX mirrored on the other side by Gabriel. So much draw on board, trade on the Enzarok, combined with that flip the script, which can only be used after one of your Pokemon was knocked out. Seen in pretty much all of our top decks, a great way to come back into the game after a knockout is sustained. And those energy attachments, nice and simple, just 2 Dark Energy onto the Enzarok. And right now we'll really need to see that Gust option, that Boss's Orders, which is so key in the format.
I know that we've been mentioning this unfair stamp, but honestly, with Gabriel, with enough pieces in the hand right now, maybe looking just to hold everything, if he can work towards a sort of checkmate situation on the final turn of the game, it could be a decent line for him. Now is the time to grab our Toadstool by the looks of things. We're going to try and weave this in.
Crazy.
Force one into a strange spot. Zoroark is a threatening attacker. It has the energy that could be E-switched off onto other threats. Same time, that Toadstool could be so awkward, and now we're going to see the Petra GX. We know this is definitely in Gabriel's thinking for his end game. Actually see the Binding Mochi attach the active into the End's Castle, going into the End's Reshiram here. Then we're going to be poisoning our own Pokemon with Subjugating Chains.
Okay.
It's going to be increasing the damage output with Enzarok. Poison normally a downside to this status condition, but in this instance, thanks to the Binding Mochi, we're buffing our damage output by 40, procking the Resolute Heart of this Pikachu. No, we have the Boss's Orders instead. It gets even better for Gabriel here.
Boss's Orders on the Fez, so they can't draw cards.
Draw engine, but also keeping all this energy around so there's not the threat of a Golden Go attack.
We said
right,
that
yeah, no Golden Go
damage is the peak limit with End's Reshiram's attack. But when you have the Binding Mochi and the Poison, it allows you to reach that perfect number of 210 hit points, which, as we mentioned, Pheasantipity EX in pretty much every deck. So what better way to find it than the Binding Mochi combination? And there's multiple ways to set it up. We have the Janine's Secret Art as well as that Petron. And there we go, the ending of this turn with an unfair stamp.
Unfair stamp to 2. Oh, dude, is he gonna find a Metal Energy? He needs a Metal Energy. I mean, or he could find Gust on the Toadstool.
Plus the flip the script as well, don't forget. So we'll be ending on a catalogue of cards going into that final turn. Looking to try and close out the game with that Petron, no doubt.
That's crazy. This is something that ends
with just the 2-card hand, even with the coin bonus in the active position after this Pheasantipity is knocked out. It's not guaranteed that there's going to be a backup Pikachu play or even an Iron Hands with a Gusting card.
Oh, this is so interesting.
Just so much done in this turn. Really setting up Gabriel for the next turn. The knockout on the active, the hand looking pretty weak on the other side, and that Golden Go is going to have to pull some levers with that coin bonus as we draw another Buddy Poffin. That's not quite going to do it, but it will help set up a little more, and this is why that Pikachu, having extra energy on it was so key, limiting the amount required this turn for a knockout, but it is really tough right now for Fuguan. The perfect turn for Gabriel.
Yeah, you thin another gimme out, you thin the Genesect, you thin the evolutions, and then now you need a Metal Energy.
In the Pokemon TCG, but will they be the 2 draws Fuguan needs?
This is massive, folks. Game number 1 of our Seniors Division Final. 2 draws from coin bonus.
Oh, is that a Metal
Energy? That's the right combination for Pikachu EX. This is going to come down to the wire. Pikachu threatening.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Taking out all the energy from Gabriel off the board as well, forcing him in a situation to use Janine's Secret Art alongside Petron TX. But also that Resolute Heart of Pikachu makes it so difficult to knock out into those final stages. One going down to 2 prize cards.
Topaz Bolt for 300 damage and Enzo.
That's crazy. Okay.
Now Gabriel will have to find a way to respond. The disruption didn't work, but now the draws to find the win. Can he do it? It's a big turn ahead.
We can't find victory here. There is defensive opportunities as well. That means of picking up our Toadstool with
Wait, one sec.
scenario, and then we'd be out of range of
Oh, it's 2 to
the
2.
Thank you very much final
All
couple
right,
prizes.
it's 2 to 2
Only
prizes right
only
now.
set on board with energy,
So you got to get around the
forcing
Pikachu.
gusting effects.
Oh yeah, because he took the 2
And
Joltics.
even then, it's
So
a situation.
2 Joltics and then the Fez. So he has 2 left. You have to go around the Pikachu.
Pikachu EX, the Resolute Heart, really denying a knockout this moment. Also, the Bravery Charm, putting up to 250 HP, helps a little bit.
Yeah.
But being able to deny a one-hit knockout forces so many resources out of Gabrielle.
That's
You can
crazy.
only play one supporter per turn, so the Jadine Secret Art in combination with the boss's orders isn't possible. The counter capture isn't live right now. They are equal on prize cards. And what you just mentioned, that defensive play, has been initiated.
What we have to do here, Gabriel can now slowly attach to his Petrarch EX and look to have a gusting supporter on the next turn to win the game.
Because
One has no outs to close here. Not impossible though.
so Reshiram is still in play. Is Toad? Did he not play Toad School?
The Golden Go EX, the finisher. When you have all that energy in the discard pile,
I thought he played the Toad School down.
On the other side will be possible, and promoting the ends Reshiram, forcing even more, and this is the kind of positional play we see.
I mean, if he didn't, then that's fine. I swore he did though.
Defensive positions where you're waiting for your turn, next turn, asking questions while you set up, and Gabriel Fernandez, one of the best at that in the game. That's why he played decks like this, Charizard EX previously, the kind of decks where he can dictate the pace of the play.
If you can't win on this turn, make it difficult for your opponent too. And in this case, Gabriel is forcing Guan into a means of moving this Pikachu. You have the Latias to do that. And then the coin bonus would have to find a combination of superior energy retrievals and gusting effects to make it happen.
Oh, boss's orders going
back. Yeah, put boss in the deck, yeah, for sure.
Rebel Clash over 5 years ago. Very powerful card and has been so in the format for a while now. Throughout the Scarlet and Violet era, it's been a key component of many of these decks. Palpad, a familiar face for those who've played the TCG a while, putting it back into the deck, and now we see that turn of Gabriel setting up, just passing back to Fuguan.
All right,
it's his
pass.
chance now to try and win the game. Does he have it?
He has a boss.
We've drawn the boss's orders. That means we're just a few energy away with 2 coin bonuses, one of which can draw the maximum 2 cards. That's out towards superior. We need more than just one, though. Have to find superior in addition to an extra energy. 5 is the combination here to knock out that Petrarch EX. Only have 190 hit points, so we have to manually attach to our Golden Go EX.
Because manual attachment is 1, but superior only gets 4, and he would need all 4 in his hand to discard. So
the boss's orders is already the best option. And then we have some big coin bonuses, Mike.
Love to see the Rocket's Petrol there.
It's a of in the list. A 5th Arven, if you will.
Just getting that one out to thin it. Not the supporter required this turn to
not
win.
Not what they're going to play.
Waiting there. And now 3 cards from the Golden Go to draw into superior energy retrieval and something like a Night Stretcher or a Levincia to complete the combination. And it will be that Golden Go in the active, ready to swing in just a moment.
Coin bonus.
Is it there?
That's Earthen Vessel. That's 1. It's just a superior energy retrieval would win the game. Oh.
In the deck, or is it just 1 draw? I don't think 1
draw
does it. Unless Earthen Vessel has any energy remaining in the deck.
Oh, I think that's going to be the case now. You've got to check those energy in the discard pile.
You can search with Genesect EX. We have the option to look at the deck now.
Just give it one last check over, and it will be the Earthen Vessel here. Are there any energy in deck? There is the metal energy, so a draw to get 1 card in the deck. Superior energy retrieval.
Yeah, thin the deck as much as you can. If he coin bonuses for superior energy retrieval, he wins the game because he can boss up.
Looking towards this card to close the game. Superior or buff.
Frick, dude.
Have to imagine Gabriel has the winning combination on the next turn if it's not found from this 1 draw from the bench Golden Go EX.
Just checking. Always important to check. 190 hit points on that Petrarch EX. That will be what it takes for the knockout here. Oh, tense moment right here, Joe.
It's everything we're going. Is there any other option before we have this 1 card draw? I don't see it. We need the boss's orders as a supporter to push the Ends Reshiram out the way. So it has to be superior, and it has to be now.
Just working out what to do. Is it better to Arva now, play it safe, rely on the missed opportunity here? There is the Prime Catcher
play instead here.
Well, that would guarantee more draw as well. 2 draw from that coin bonus. Great vision here from Fuguan.
Right. Oh, so Prime Catcher to bring up it thins. Oh, frick, dude! It thins the deck. 2 more cards. Prime Catcher is the Gust, and then yeah, your supporter's gone. But then now you get to draw 2 cards, not just 1, in hopes of the superior energy retrieval. Oh, dude, this is insane.
They've been held the entire time to keep Iron Hands EX as a threat, but now the Golden Go could make it rain. One additional card here. We've already spent the retreat. The Prime Catcher allows us to push away the Golden Go EX.
Just confirming here with the players, making sure everything is done fairly. In these tense moments, this is something we often see in the Pokemon TCG. You could think for hours about every decision in these high-pressure moments, but the players will be looking to try and conclude the game in either of their next turns, whether it's now for Fuguan or Gabriel will look to try and do it next turn. And it will be that Prime Catcher committed to the play, needs to draw 2 from his next coin bonus.
Two cards
from the bench into the active. Will it be now, Fuguan?
The chips are all in the middle. Let's see 2 cards.
Oh, he misshuffled.
Not sure what's happened there. That is an unfortunate moment. That is the superior energy retrieval.
He misshuffled.
Not how you want to see it at this moment. Fuguan will just be waiting now to find out from the judges how we pan things out.
Talk about
what?
You have to understand, folks, this is going to take a while to sort out, no doubt about it, but what a high-pressure situation.
I mean, that was the 3rd card. He didn't draw it. So can he at least, like, look at what the 2 cards that he would have drawn would be?
As we were shuffling, give us a moment, we'll keep you as up-to-date as possible, but this is this moment in the game number 1 of the Seniors Finals. Fuguan staring down a draw to win this game number 1.
So, I mean, it was the 3rd card, so he wasn't going to draw it regardless. So, does it really mess with the game all that much? Like, if it was face up or face down? Yes, it gives... But, like, at this point, in the game, he needed superior energy retrieval. I don't know how many he plays, but if it is... I don't think it is, though. Like, it shouldn't. It doesn't really mess with the game. Because if one of the top 2 cards was superior, then he wins. If it's not, then there's nothing really he can do, and they can shuffle up the deck, and that'll be it, the end of his turn, like, because he can't really attack. And then it's his opponent's turn, and then he can win. So I don't think it should be a double price penalty. I really don't think it should be. Like, that's crazy.
I'm sure these players are feeling the tension, as all of you are in the crowd. A lot of history going to be made today in our Seniors World Final.
That's crazy.
Whether it is that perfect season from Gabriel, or whether it's Fuguan in the 2nd season of mainland China, competing at the World Championship, taking that victory, and so much to adapt for them in the tournament structure out here at the World Championship. So much on the line. We're talking about a huge opportunity to win prize money, to win the playmat, the coveted playmat, you know, the promo card and that Pikachu trophy. And I'm sure these players right now are just focusing on the Pokemon itself.
Not to mention the history, the acclaim. Both players played so well in this game number 1. Just to remind you, just tuning in, we are under a judge review right now on this final turn by the looks of things from Fuguan. Trying to sort out how the card was flipped during a shuffle. We'll get that information to you as quickly as we can, but right now Fuguan is
like, that's crazy. Like, it doesn't affect the board state. It really doesn't. So, like, I want to know what the 2 cards he would have drawn would be. Because does he have any other copies, or was that the 1 copy left in the deck?
Still walked away with a Pikachu trophy, mind you. That's not bad.
Another one for the collection today.
The collection. Had the most impressive season of any player. A Grand Slam, 3 international championship victories, 4 victories at regionals.
I say play on. I say, what's the top 2 cards?
victories.
Okay, play on. Shuffle the deck and play on.
Point total, capping out the maximum. Gabriel truly is a prodigy.
Because the game is one turn from being
One of the
over.
best players we've ever
Either
seen.
Fuguan wins it now, or
And we'll be in the Masters division
or
next season.
subjugating chains,
Already
you know, Petra
competing,
Zorark wins
in
it the next
challenges and
turn.
cups.
Like, it doesn't affect the
Scary
board
sight
state.
for
Play
many. I
on.
mean, in our
I say
Masters
play on.
panel, we have a senior who has aged up.
Right.
It shows you how strong these seniors are. You know, the coaching, the support, and for Gabriel, he's got his brother to test with and improve. And Fuguan, an incredible feat to be coming here at the second season his region has been able to compete.
And then he wins.
Superior energy retrieval.
Yeah, I say play on.
In those two cards.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to take the knockout as we
Because it doesn't affect the board state. It doesn't. It doesn't. I say that's a good judge call.
Game number 1, a match win for Fuguan. Expertly played.
I say that's a good call. That's a good call.
Power up not only the Iron Hands, keeping that in a threat in the back for the entire game, trying to put a check, a pin on the opportunity for a Toadstool or Toadscroll. Gabriel found the spot to Turo up that Pokemon and put himself in a reasonable shot of still closing out that game. The unfair stamp, the flip the script, he was able to hold the majority of his deck to close out game on the next turn.
Ooh.
Fuguan with coin bonus at his side was able to pick up
Fernando looks pissed.
to close out that game number 1.
Well, that metal energy in the middle of the game was the vital corner piece to take you through to the victory, and it was those decisions early on to set up more and attack less from Fuguan that took him to the victory. Gabriel took the first 2 knockouts onto Joltix and was able to set up for the knockout on the Pheasant Dignity, a prime target for many of these decks to take away the draw from Flip the Script, and it was with that poison package he was able to do so.
That's such a vital one-off inclusion, allowing the Enzora
Crazy.
known for having weak damage output, being in range of the Pheasant Dignity.
That's insane. When is there not a judge call in a final match of the World Championships?
There was no guarantee of a Pikachu response KO here. It was a big coin bonus that helped out Fuguan find a back-to-back Pikachu. Here was the draw. The metal energy found from the Golden Go EX into the Pikachu. Second Topaz Bolt in a row. Gabriel identified his safest routes on his turn. Try and set himself up for game on the next turn while picking up his only liability, forcing Fuguan to have all sorts.
I mean, we thought that Boss's Orders was the top deck, but Fuguan found another route. Arven for the Prime Catcher.
Arven for Prime Catcher was goated, dude. It was goated. More thin, and you get 2 cards, not 1. Arven was goated.
Using that code WCS25 TCGL, but our players are ready on the stage, and I'm sure you guys want to see whether history will go towards
WCS25.
the other side, and that's not the best start we see.
One with the attack pass into the Iron Hands EX as that starting Pokemon. Gabriel Fernandez with the Toadstool. Cool guy, if you ask me. He's been one of the mascots of this World Championships here in Anaheim, rolling around on those roller skates. And kicks things off with a buddy pop-in as well to get a couple of those ends at Zorua down quick sharp as we start to see some prize cards. The Power Pad and the Super Rod, some reloading options which can be handy. Also the second copy of the Toadstool in the prize cards as well. And Gabriel has to try and keep track of this one and keep it as safe as possible, knowing that it's a great stage 1 Pokemon that can evolve up and slow down the Golden Go EX opportunities.
Well, Toadstool did not have a factor in the last game. It didn't come out and protect the recovery of energy that we saw at the end with Superior Energy Retrieval, and it was the Iron Hands EX we see in play for Fuguan that blocked that off and meant it wasn't possible.
Gabriel doing his routine deck searches here. Got to keep calm in these instances. Gabriel has been in these spots before.
Yeah, Gabriel, like after that game, he was like shaking his head, all frowning and all pissed off, and I'm like, you know what? I can't read his mind. I would hope that it's one of those like, oh shoot, like I'm mad at myself, or like I'm mad at not being able to like draw what I needed to on the turn to win. But he shouldn't be mad at the judges because it really didn't. The judge call didn't. It didn't mess with the board state. It really didn't.
see a second Buddy hop into the pass. Gabriel not able to have the great Arven technical machine evolution play he would have hoped for, but at least gets access to a few of these basic Pokemon eyeing up for next turn.
Well, it was the energy last time that was limiting factor, not being able to get those attachments in early so that the final knockout was in range. So Figuan will be eyeing up what's possible there. Brock scouting in hand, and Arben as well as a boss, so supporter options available. And it will be something like that Brock scouting that could be vital here to get multiple important Pokemon out in the same turn. Arben would not have been able to do so. A great inclusion in the deck, a card we saw come out and journey together and has been splashed about in some of our top decks.
And the Brock Scouting is excellent, specifically in this deck, because you can find essentially more than 2 Pokemon, because you grab Miraidon as one of those basic Pokemon choices, and then you immediately have the tandem unit. Also, Figuan will be finding the bad news of these prize cards, because, Mike, there's 2 Golden Go EX in the prizes right now, and he only plays 3 copies. That could be a huge issue as we try and progress through the game. Figuan was only able to win that game number 1 because he had multiple Golden Go EX in play, coin bonusing towards the win. That could be a huge challenge for him in this game.
Crazy.
You mentioned how important these two
The chat's going in on the actual Twitch channel. The chat's going off, saying that Figuan shouldn't have won and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, no, like, why?
Allows the deck to continually draw throughout
Conspiracy
the game
theories
and
now.
helps in those vital moments, as we saw last time, to find the key pieces to close out the game. And Miraidon, tandem unit, an amazing ability, one of the first cards we saw in the Scarlet and Violet era, and it has been able to show its power throughout its tenure.
It's like not opting to grab the Pikachu EX in this instance, and we'll just be powering up the Iron Hands, you would think, with the Jolting Charge. GX was so vital in that game number 1, but not found in this case. That is going to be loading up Iron Hands, possibly some energy to the Miraidon EX itself as well, and threaten Pleasant Dignity EX, as well as the Petrunti EX, so it can be a decent backup option.
Yeah, we see the instant evolution on the other side from Gabrielle. The draw engine has started, and the energy will just be attached now by Figuan to complete the action of that Jolting Charge. The 2 lightning and the 2 grass splattered about all over those Pokemon. Miraidon prepping for an attack in the future as Enzorok will be beginning the draw.
We have a couple of Enzorok already, which is fantastic. Getting us trading is exactly what Gabriel wants to see. Makes up for the fact that there was no TM evolution early on here. And begin seeing more of this deck. Bit of another Buddy hop in. Trying to work towards some sports cards. We've got to try and move this Toadschool. It's actually one of the more difficult Pokemon to retreat because it's not able to be reduced by the Ends Castle that's just been thrown into play here. So we will see a fresh 6 cards from Iono before making any other action.
Yeah, the Iono, a key card in many decks, early on allows you to filter through your deck. You shuffle your hand and put it on the bottom of your deck and draw cards equal to the number of prize cards remaining. So early on, that will be close to 6. Towards the end, you can force your opponent to have 1, 2, or 3 card hands, and it will just be a pass there. No tempo from Gabrielle like we saw in the first game, and we'll be offering Figuan the opportunity to race away with this. That target in the active, weak to Iron Hands EX. And Iron Hands EX is able to defend against all of the attacks on Gabrielle's side until the end of the game.
This is looking very promising for Figuan here. Although we do know that he'd like to go slower in that game number 1. We are seeing the tandem unit just to shuffle the deck. This is a heads-up play, knowing that you've been hit with an Iono on the previous turn. You'd like to have access to some of the cards that were just thrown to the bottom of the deck. But that indicates we're not going to be going for a Jolting Charge, powering up a Pikachu slowly. Unless it's already in the hand. Instead, it's going to be a boss's orders, bringing up an Enzarua here.
Interesting.
It's going to be, by the looks of things, the Skyliner allowing us to retreat this Joltik freely straight into the Iron Hands EX, threatening that huge Ampy very much. Another 2 prize knockout now. Vital text on the Ampy very much, and Figuan races ahead.
Gimme and the Goldango.
2 prize cards from a 1 prize card Pokemon. It's now all on Gabrielle to try and restabilize and take the game back. The Toadscroll is in play, but no energy is in the discard pile at this point. Figuan is in a prime position to keep running away with this. What can you do at this point, Gabrielle? Show us that world champion ability you showed so well in Yokohama.
Step 1 seems to be Unfair Stamp. Immediately searched from the Arven here, in addition to the Binding Mochi tool card. So Gabriel is unlikely to be launching any attack here. Your energy acceleration knocks the N's PP up that you would sometimes see in traditional builds of the N Zoroark. Instead, it's going to be supporter-based acceleration. We're actually just going to be spending an attachment on the bench and seeing a fresh 5 cards for Gabriel. Just 2 for Guan, who, crucially in this case, doesn't have access to any Golden Go yet.
Yeah, no draw.
So those 2 cards will likely be
So
the only cards, plus the draw for turn for Fuguan in the next. And that unfair stamp, a great card seen in many of the decks since it came out in Twilight Masquerade. The A-spec of choice in these decks that like to give up knockouts early on, Zoroark one of those. So a great decision from Gabriel to include it, and one that can punish decks, just like Jolted Bots.
Gabriel will have a few trades after these 5 cards, so still will be developing this hand, but his board position is still looking rather shoddy. Nowhere great to retreat into, because Iron Hands can take out lower hit point Pokemon. You're just hoping to sponge right now with your active N Zoroark EX and build toward a better turn here.
Oh, the Janine's Secret Art.
oh, he had to ditch a boss.
I believe one is prized.
I mean, he has a pal pad. I know that. So,
Energy into play at this
ooh,
point.
pal pad prized.
At the bottom of those prize cards, so may see it after a knockout, but at this stage could be the difference between swinging this turn and not.
Gabriel hoping that this active Pokemon can be a decent sponge. I'm not sure anything else is worthwhile putting onto this board. We've already used our disruption and we're hoping for the best here. We'll just be passing things over. One has an easy turn lined up, to be fair. The Skyliner, if you can't take a knockout, you can go back into Joltik, then you can use Tandem Unit, grab that Pikachu and start loading up energy onto that Pokemon. So if the one doesn't want to go aggressive, but doesn't have the hand to do so, he still could be developing his board.
Yeah, and with that Tandem Unit on the Miraidon, could even get the Pikachu out of this stage. So a wonderful position for Fuguan. Looking incredibly dominant in this match. We know the matchup is one he's confident in. He said he's had the practice against the list. His friends helped him out, and he feels confident. And you can see exactly why. The lines are there, and he's followed them perfectly through these games. And on the other side, it's just not quite going.
What supporter did he? Oh, he played the Arven before he did the unfair stamp. Yeah.
Holding on to a ton of options. I saw the superior energy retrieval. Not too much going on. I'd love to see Fuguan here go for a Pikachu EX search on that Tandem Unit. I feel like it's a great opportunity. Even with the Earthen Vessel in the hand, you can even search out some Metal Energy and begin manually attaching on top of your Jolting Charge.
Scarlet and Violet era Pokemon TCG all in play here at the World Championship. Every set from base set up to the Black Bolt and White Flare, and yet we see the combination of that Miraidon's Tandem Unit with a later card coming into the game. That Jolting Charge from the Joltik will be used right now to finish off the turn, and a setup turn from Fuguan.
Setup turn.
Yep. An early knockout. Now just looking to stay.
Like those prizes are already mapped out for Fuguan. See a multi-prize Pokemon in the active.
Oh, the finals, man.
Punch it down with Iron Hands. One happily 2 attacks away from closing the victory here. Gabriel with a mountain to climb. Kicks off his turn with an Earthen Vessel, discarding a Klepper. Grab a couple Darkness Energy. They've been elusive in those opening couple turns. At least start launching back some pressure.
I mean, he can start taking knockouts.
Build the pressure. When you've lost game 1 in a final, and you know you're on the back foot, you have to resolve some crazy scenarios, and who better to do it than Gabriel? Unfair stamp didn't do enough. A turn for Fuguan to still set up just means these later turns are going to get harder and harder. The options will be reduced. Too many knockouts to take, and it is that energy full board on the other side staring.
I mean, he has boss.
That's not able to take a big knockout,
but he can only do 210.
Only the Latiasi X in range of that N Zoroark, so needs a gust here, needs an attachment. Otherwise, it's going to be a single prize knockout on the active, which is not enough at this stage.
Feels like the only jeopardy for Fuguan is that there's no draw power at all on the board. Boss's orders will bring up the Latiasi X. This is the easiest means for Gabriel to take a 2-prize knockout, thanks to the dark weakness of Latias. We can freely retreat thanks to the Ends Castle. To our Ends Zoroark.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be poisoned because it's weakness. So just
responding with a 2-prize knockout, leveling up game 2 of the seniors finals.
Incredible knockout from Gabriel. Navigated the board well, hoping that Fuguan doesn't have a way back into this, but we know there's something in that hand that is so good at coming back into the game. We have an attacker ready to go. It's whether you can set up for future turns, and what better way to set up for future turns than a Poker Gear top deck to start with. Find one of those vital supporters, but even that Pheasantipity EX to flip the script and draw 3 more cards. We said there's no draw engine on board, but it was sitting in the hand waiting to go.
Gabriel so often writing these scripts. In the hero of every story this season, Juan has been flipping the script and has now found Pheasantipity EX in addition to a
Yeah,
really
I think Fuguan has it. Like, he's gonna take 2 right here.
Starting to come together as he works towards this late game. Pikachu EX already looking terrifying. Easy 2 prize knockout lined up. One then would just be looking towards Iron Hands to close the game on the Toad Scroll on the bench of Gabriel, or can start looking once again towards a Golden Goat EX late game if Gabriel feels the pressure to pick up the Toad Scroll as he did in game 1.
Well, we've got to bear in mind that Topaz Bolt will discard 3 energy for the knockout, 300 damage on the Enzo Rock Fuguan, 2 prize cards taken.
2 prizes remaining.
Gabriel needs to navigate this end passage here perfectly. Does have great endgame options to attack with, whether it's that Petron EX or the Blood Moon
4 to 2 prizes.
Unfortunately, prize last game, and there it is. It's going to come down with the energy straight away.
Well, it was Inesball first. Going to go through the motions here, Gabriel. As we know, so clinical, making sure his outs are always in his favour. Inesballing out the Petron EX first here. Said like there's already the Blood Moon Ursaluna plus energy combination. We can be taking out that Iron Hands EX. And when you take out Iron Hands EX, that's allowing you to keep your Toad Scroll in play very safely. It makes the Golden Go EX far less of a threatening Pokemon, because no longer can Superior Energy Retrieval recover the energy that you're about to discard here. Gabriel's found a really good spot this game.
That counter coming in here allows for a supporter for turn as well, so maybe even some disruption at this moment. Blood Moon Ursaluna, a great way to knock out. And that's going to be a scoop from Fuguan. Gabriel Fernandez takes game 2, and it's that relentless pressure from Blood Moon.
He scooped? He scooped? I mean, yeah, because Pikachu didn't have any energy on it, and he would have had no energy on board.
The pressure mounting. One with just
That's
2 prize
crazy.
Gabriel found the perfect line, removing all the energy from play. The threat of the Iron Hands EX was looming. Gabriel picked it apart with the Blood Moon Ursaluna EX.
Yeah.
So capably.
That's insane, dude. All right, game 3.
Has been so vital to get him into the finals. As we see how it play out this game.
What's it doing?
When I wanted to turn it off, I wanted to watch something else.
Okay. Yeah.
Later on, not able to be returned as the Toad Scroll sitting on the bench. So effective here at the tournament. Been a great tech card into Golden Go, but on this occasion, it was taking out all those energy that meant there was no way to return. Yeah, I think the big issue there was the energy source provider. There wasn't an easy way to chain Pikachu EX. That's what allowed the one to get into such a great position in that game number 1 here. It made it too easy for Gabriel to nullify the threat of Golden Go in the late stages whilst
Okay, where's Happy Kids? There you go. Do you have to go potty? Do you have to go potty? Okay. Which one? Okay.
Dad,
Which one?
these ones are super duper fast.
Yeah.
Look at them. Look at those boys.
Okay. Go keep.
Look at the boys.
Yeah.
Will he be able to take him down as a combination piece? Fuguan, however, unbeaten at the tournament so far. Will he be able to take the first TCG victory for mainland China? Only 2 years. only play when going second. Whereas for Fuguan, he has the Maride on the X in play with that tandem unit.
Ooh.
Start to set up the Joltik and power up those key attackers.
All right, game 3. Will it be the miracle run by Fernando, or will Fuguan come in clutch?
Say, Mike, tandem unit means we can grab all sorts of lightning friends here. Taking a peek at those prize cards, there's one of those Genesect EX, one of those Iron Hands EX, but there are 2 copies in the list, fortunately. There are also 2 Joltik. We are getting away with some of those basic Pokemon being in the prizes. It means we should have easy access towards turn 1 Jolting Charge. It won't take much here because we've already led with the tandem unit. We can happily find our Lightning Pokemon. We have access to a Ball Search card. We can use that Skyliner to move this Miraidon EX out of the way. Equally, if there's Arven in the hand, we can use Air Balloon as well to get into our Joltik. It shouldn't be too difficult to power up a threatening Pokemon here.
Fuguan teasing us by not showing us that hand, and there is outs, as you mentioned. The Nest Ball will be a way to find a basic Pokemon and put it onto the bench. The Latias
Okay.
is in deck.
Did anyone see Fernando's hand? Did he have like anything, or no supporters, no nothing? Like, could potentially Fuguan win it as a donk by powering up the Miraidon?
Find all of those important cards at the stage. The Gimme Ghoul to set up the draw engine from Golden Go, and pretty much the perfect time for Fuguan early on here.
As everyone expects, we're going straight into the Joltik. Swing of energy on and Jolting Charge up. The Rhydon EX might even be powered up in this stage.
That's what I was saying. I was like, okay, do you power up Iron Hands, thinking that he'll have, you know, some setup Pokemon, or do you just power up the Miraidon in hopes that he doesn't and you just donk him? Like, that's crazy.
The Iron Hands will be set up. That kind of blocks Gabrielle out of putting any single prize Pokemon in play, but with that TM evolution, there is a world where there will be a Pokemon out of range of the Iron Hand, so we'll be looking to do that this turn. The Iono, as mentioned before, each player shuffling their hand, putting it on the bottom of their deck, and drawing cards equal to the number of prize cards remaining. At this early stage, that is 6 fresh cards to look at, and the late game will be a key disruption piece for Gabrielle, as it does a lot of Ultra Ball, Mike.
Just an Ultra Ball?
You're telling me.
Dude, if he just Ultra Balls for like an ends... I mean...
Finding a Cleffa, being forced into a grasping draw here. Wow.
That's terrible.
We can attach to it so that we can move it once again. With Power Padding back in the Iono, we'll be drawing a huge amount of cards here with the grasping draw. In fact, it's the full 7. Gabriel navigated an awkward hand as best he could.
Full 7 cards, but now Iron Hands is going to go 2.
No means ideal, but in the game.
And then if he puts 2 and Zorua down, I mean, to avoid another 2 prizes from Iron Hands, you're gonna need to Arven, well, like next turn Buddy Buddy, Puffin, Arven, and do TM Evolution with the energy on the Petrant. So to avoid any 2 prizes from Zorua. Like that's what you have to do, or you lose.
Unfamiliar deck with an unfamiliar start. All the testing they would have done last night to prepare for the final would not have seen this, so he now has to work out, does he play it safe and go for another Jolting Charge, or does he get aggressive and take a knockout on that Cleffa?
Well, this is a tandem unit, which might indicate that it's time for Pikachu EX to make an appearance once again. There it is, we could easily just be going Jolting instead here. With additional manual attachments, it feels really good to power up this Pikachu. So the Team Rocket's Petrol in the hand, an item card, or potentially a supporter for the next turn as well.
Great navigation here.
Ooh, I don't know, dude.
Phased by the slow start of the opposition can often be quite tempting to get aggressive when your opponent has a slow start. In this case,
I would have gone aggressive. Which
Which
probably is... Oh, there we go. There we go.
And the Pikachu is going to be manually attached to try and increase the energy count. And that is 2 prize cards for Fuguan. Just 4 prize cards away from being a world champion here in Anaheim.
Gabriel finally finding some buddy popping.
But did he find Arven to evolve them? Because if you don't, then it's susceptible to Gust. Can't be very much again.
Ooh. Plenty of Darkness energy, but All such cards will be integral this turn, Mike. I think, honestly, we might need to try and work towards a double code screw this turn in addition to our Enzarua, because it's so easy
Jeez,
to pass.
man.
Oh no, just a pass. And that's not ideal again. And there's a
No,
target.
Pride Catcher.
Into the Enzarua.
That's what I
Will
said.
go into a
You needed
free
to
retreat with an
evolve.
Ansem draw at the same
Shoot.
time. This is going to be a wonderful turn for Figuan. Just 2 prize cards.
He
here.
wins, dude.
Will put
He
him
wins.
One knockout away from becoming the world champion. As Gabrielle playing it slow, not out of choice, out of necessity. And
Out of
Iron Handsy,
necessity.
thank you very much for the knockout. What can you do, Gabrielle?
Evolve.
The one trade from Enzarua. Can we get any disruption into the mix? Are we going to have to use Irritated Outburst into this Iron Hands EX? We'll be pivoting into the Enzarua. Poisoning with Subjugating Change. Going into the Blood Moon Ursaluna E-Switch combination. We have the Professor Torres now to pick up our Enzarua. Because we can get response KO here. Gabrielle is not out yet.
And that response KO, using that Blood Moon for 240 damage. A way to knock out the Iron Hands EX. Yes, it might have seemed like Gabrielle was out of it, but all of his most powerful attackers are only viable when Figuan is on 2 prize cards remaining. So
Right. This is so much more close actually than the juniors. Juniors, it was just like an onslaught of baby raging bolt. But okay. So he has access to everything. This has what, 260 HP, so he needs 6, so 7. Hand attachment and plus 6. Does he have it?
Looks like all the pieces are coming together, Mike. We're just making sure with this coin bonus, but gripping onto so much here. Arden in the hand. Metal Energy in the discard pile. Is that the only piece missing? We have access. Going through the motions for Guan here. Is it there? Superior would be game, but as long as we had access to Metal Energy, but we don't right now. Somehow, there's no metal here. The only Metal Energy we've seen is attached to a Joltik right now.
Is there one in deck? The Earthen Vessel could find it out of the deck.
That's not enough to deal with this Blood Moon Ursaluna. 260 hit points is still a lot. Well,
dang.
His teeth stuff here. Let's make sure.
As he puts the play together here, there's that Metal Energy, which will be used
2 metals.
to attach to the Golden Go.
Okay.
The question really is there a
but does he have
superior
6?
retrieval in hand? If there is, Figuan will be making history here, and it looks to be a jolting charge. No access to the knockout on this occasion. Is going to have to take a step back and prep for a future turn.
I mean, he could do it on the Pikachu. Like the Pikachu, it's still fine. Here, let me see. Yeah, it's still 4 prizes left. Yeah.
It is so threatening.
It's done. It's done because you don't have a way to deal with the Pikachu to put damage on it. There's no like Halucha or anything. And even if you attack like Goldango or something, you're done. It's Pikachu comes and swings for knockout.
It's going to be a tough old position to navigate in these final turns.
I think Figuan wins it. That's checkmate.
Anything like that Monkey Dory don't have the ability to finish off. Maybe even a scratch into the Pikachu might be the only option at this stage to set it up.
Yeah, like a single prize Pokemon like Zorua, Gust Pikachu, you know.
Move on to the Enzarua. The only way you can proc the Resolute Heart and put some damage in safely. Try and
that's crazy.
In combination with a bit of disruption, that could be a mighty effective way, but no Gust here. We'll need to find it on the other side of this Iono.
And how does Gabrielle move this Blood Moon Ursaluna EX? Is the last question. Well, we have the action on EX to do that, so can we find the counter catcher here from this Iono? Big 4 cards. Is there counter catcher? Yes, there it is!
Oh wow, Gabriel Fernandez always finds a way. Got that scratch from the Enzarua to put some damage on the Pikachu with Resolute Heart, unable to one-hit knock it out.
Dude! Frick, man.
Hope to finish it off later. No other attacker on Figuan's board. Disruption. Oh, is it orders? Boss's orders in hand, and that's That's it. Figuan Liao topples the Titan to become your world
Bosses, Iono into a boss's orders. That, I mean, he did everything he could, but yeah. Fuguan, China takes the game.
The underdog goes undefeated.
All right.
Spoils the Fernandez fairy tale. And now
Jeez.
joins him in the ranks as world champion.
Our first player from mainland China, just 2 seasons in to competition. These guys are incredible and have shown why at this event. Figuan, with that lucky Charizard, definitely came in throughout the tournament. Undefeated. What a performance.
That's what I thought. I thought Golden Go would have it.
Down to a 3-game series.
That was a sick deck, though. Golden Go, Joltik Box.
Getting the early Iron Hands EX from Figuan, picking off
Yeah.
the second game 3 here. Gabriel with the weaker starts, the fine catcher pickup allowed
Zero
Iron Hands to head into the mix.
Oh, 6-1? Yeah.
Some additional core power. Thank you very much, going down to just 2 prize up.
What are you watching? Are you on YouTube?
No.
What are you on?
I downloaded this thing.
Oh, okay.
Into the counter catcher fight, we thought it was possible, but the disruption.
Zoe. Come here. Zoe, come here. Zoe, come here. Zoe, come here. Zoe, come here. Yeah.
We can't doubt that he's been a force, completely inspiring to watch every time we've seen him in those finals. And yes,
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Masters coming up next.
You're going to come back in the Masters division and be a huge threat.
Wow, what a performance. And the crowd here, you guys were behind it the whole way. A tense match. At any moment, it could have gone either way. A missed piece would have meant the other player raising ahead. But it was Figuan who settled down in key moments when the cards were missed and recognized the safe play. And that's the sign of a true champion. Figuan, a player to watch.
No doubt about it. A world champion means you're known around the world by every Pokemon fan. That's our second of 3 finals in the TCG today, the seniors division. What a highlight it's been. Masters division is just around the corner as well. Quick note on that, Mike. We have Riley, we have Justin. Gardevoir versus Dragapult Dust Noir. It's been the tale all season, the tug of war between these 2 stage 2 archetypes. What do you think about it?
Well, I think it will be one to watch later, but I want to find out now from our champion. Give it up one more time for Figuan Liao!
Here I am with your champion, Figuan Liao. Now, you're here representing China. You were called an underdog. Did you know that this is how this match was going to go?
先恭喜你一下，你是代表那个中国去比赛，然后我们还没有认识你，你有没有觉得你会成为那个世界冠军呢？
就是因为第2次参加世界大赛嘛，反正就挺不容易的拿到冠军，然后来之前也没有想过能拿到世界冠军，就觉得自己一开始可能就目标是打进第2。
Yeah, he says it's not easy coming here, and he never thought about being world champion.
Well, now you are the world champion, so how do you feel in this moment?
所以你现在感觉如何？
我感觉挺开心的，就是因为毕竟拿了冠军了。
yeah, he's very happy because yes, it is first place.
I would be happy too, and I know a lot of people here are happy for you as well. Is there anything that you want to say to the crowd or to anyone at home?
你有没有什么想感谢呢？
我首先要感谢我父母啊，因为他们特别支持我，然后我还要感谢我们 VG 战队，然后他们的大哥他们都会跟我打牌，然后还要感谢我那些朋友啊，什么九区、白 Chester， 很多人他们都会跟我打牌，然后对，然后还要感谢所有人。
It's a lot of people, but yeah, mainly his mom and the league that he plays at, and there's a lot of friends that who we practice with, who helped him all along the way. So thank you.
Well, congratulations again to your world champion, Fu Guangzhou. You can leave the stage to celebrate. Thank you so much. And with that, it is time for your Pokemon trading card game Masters Final.
Oh, that's crazy.
You have a good deck, but that's only half the battle.
My Dragapult is going to take down your Dragapult.
Dragapult v Guardy. Crazy. All right. About an hour left. We're 2 hours into the stream, an hour, 1 hour left. Let's get it. That's crazy. So, juniors was Dragapult v Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt won. Seniors was Enzoroark versus Goldango Joltik Box, and Goldango Joltik Box won. And now it's Dragapult v Guardy. So will Dragapult have a revenge arc for losing in juniors, or will Guardy take another tournament? Let's see.
Luckily, we have just a few moments with both of you before the match, so I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. Come on close to me. Come close to me. Now, I heard you had been practicing together before this. Can you tell me about that? How did it go?
So basically, we practiced on like Tuesday night at like on one of our hotels, and we practiced the matchup, and I was able to make some edits to my deck thanks to my testing against Riley.
That's exciting, Riley. Are you confident against those changes?
I don't think the changes are super important into my deck. I think they're just good for his deck in general, and I've already beaten that deck, so if things go right, I can do well.
Ooh, shots fired. He's like, I've already beaten that deck because that deck sucks.
Take us away.
Thank you so much, Anna. Everybody, Pokemon trading card game is not just about the cards. It is not just about the decks. It is about the legacy. And right now on this stage, the biggest Pokemon stage that we see, two trainers sit at the peak of our Masters division. They battled fiercely through the competition. They are now at this moment in time taking down these rivals.
They both 2-0'd their opponents in the semis.
One prize remains, and it is eternal. The title of world champion. Everybody in the crowd right now, you are sitting in a real Pokemon stadium. You are a part of this history. You are a part of this match. Let's give it up for our Masters Finals!
That's crazy, guys. Crazy.
Of course, here on
all right.
The casting desk right now, Shelby Boo joined with Kyle Sablehouse. You just saw that bracket. You've heard from our players. They're sitting down. The lights are bright.
Okay, everyone. Who do we think I thought I wanted Raging Bolt to win in juniors. I thought that Goldingo and Jolter Box was gonna win, and it did. So I think I'm 100% right now. So I think I would say, unfortunately, I think Gardevoir has this match. I'll say Gardevoir.
And he has some pretty solid results.
I'll go Riley.
We saw in London 2022 a top 8 in the senior division.
The ability to move damage,
another top 8,
to take big swings
on that auto invite both times. And then he's told he's going to the
so.
Masters division. And what does he do with that? He takes his favorite deck all the way to the final table.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. We've talked about there are so many incredible seniors players that move into the Masters division, but Justin should have been way more on our radars here, Kyle, because look, he's sitting at this table right now, facing off against, of course, Riley McKay, who has also been a little bit on the back burner this season too, up until NAIC, and now it just feels like that NAIC final position was his destiny for him now to meet us here at this table in the Masters final at the World Championships.
Crazy.
There's so much on the line for both of these players, but they're going to keep it nice and clean here between the play. You heard from them already. They've already play tested here for the World Championships up until this point. There's been a couple of tweaks in the decks, but is that going to make a difference in this matchup? I do want to say here, Riley had some difficult matches against Dragapult in former matches in this tournament up until this point. No one is counting either of these decks out.
Yeah, this is going to be an excellent match between these two players. Yes, we heard that Riley is fairly confident as he's played against this deck before, up against Justin himself.
All right.
He knows that Justin has made some of those changes. There is a second copy of Hilda to help with assisting with finding those evolutions. Maybe something as impactful as that Neo upper energy that we've seen. But we've seen some excellent play from Riley. He knows what he's up against. He had the pass heard around the world in top 4 of NAIC against Tord Reklev, and he brought some amazing play into the finals where he came up just short to Isaiah Bradner.
Crazy.
But maybe this is his moment.
Yeah, maybe that was all leading up to here for Riley McKay. We're going to have to see how this goes down between these players, but these two decks are absolute titans of our format. These players know these
Dragapult
decks
v Guardy.
And these are
two big names.
Too. I mean, there's no gimmicks in them. There's just pure skill sitting behind these decks, piloted by these two players. They are truly at the top of our Masters division here in 2025. And these are polarizing decks. I mean, there's tons of you out in the crowd, I'm sure, that have either piloted or gone against Gardevoir, have piloted or gone against Dragapult, many different lists, many different flavors, but this is what has made it to the top.
Yeah, we've seen Gardevoir reigning supreme. It's done so well at so many major events. But maybe this is the time for Dragapult to take over the crown. We'll have to see which one of these decks will do just that. And we may just be in for a 3-game set.
Oh, I hope so, Kyle. It's always been so exciting here. And how much more exciting could it get in a giant Pokemon Stadium for both of these trainers? You're going to see these animations on our floor here so you can follow along with our match as well. I mean, this is just such a cool experience.
Both players drawing those opening hands, something so important as you think about this all throughout the night, all throughout the tournament. What will that hand look like? Maybe a buddy paw.
Let's hope so. I like to feed my Pokemon here. They be eating. Yeah, I mean, that is, of course, one of the major setup cards in our format at the moment. But there is going to be a lot more than just the setups between these players. There are cards that do change the pace of this match. What the Pokemon TCG is, it always comes down to these big, pivotal moments that might just be small decisions. Like, for example, taking a quick pass. You know, it might just come down to that. But all of those decisions are well thought out by these players. I mean, their minds are like none other in this game. And to get to this point now is just incredible. So you know, both these players are competing at the top of their game. They're ready for this Masters Finals. They're going to get set up, and we'll see how those intricate decisions come into play in this match.
Yeah, there's so much to think about, and obviously for both players, it has a different approach for you. For Riley's taking that deep breath, that composure, you're trying to regain that for yourself. As you know, this is going to be a long battle. You have a great competitor against you who has been to this stage before, top 8. This is the 3rd time now in, what, 3 years for him to come back and do this again. So maybe Worlds is just Justin's tournament.
Exactly. I mean, he's been training since he was very young here, but I do want to say, Kyle, Riley used to be a Duraludon gamer.
Oh, right? Of course he was.
So even though he's playing my arch nemesis Gardevoir, I still find myself rooting here for Riley McKay. But now it's going to be Gardevoir in his hands. Maybe this is going to earn him a world champion title, or Justin will stand in the way of that. Both these players have been playing these decks throughout the season.
All right, let's see the prizes.
Hopefully nothing too detrimental.
Double Dracloak.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh,
triple
you just
no.
stop seeing these evolution lines in the prize cards for our players.
Yeah, we've seen this already before in the earlier divisions. Multiple Dracloak prized, and it's happening once more. There is a curl on the other side. That 1-up copy of Fluttermane in the prize cards there as well. But I'm not feeling great for Justin on that.
I'll tell you what, Kyle, I think it's better than maybe 3 Dragon Ball EX, though.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
He's come back from worse.
He has beat the odds.
Okay, there we go.
Matchups with Justin. So if he can do it again, or if anyone's
Game 1 of Masters Finals.
So we'll see. We're getting the fist bump here. We're kicking off our trading card game, Masters Finals. Let's hear it from the crowd. Wow, look at that, Kyle. We're eating.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly where you want to be. Maybe not the coin flip you desire, but you're going
Here we go.
that buddy popping to get things rolling. Unfortunately, you're rolling right into bad news Bears town.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. We're going to see the shuffle through here to get these basic Pokemon out. But you see right now, Justin is shuffling all these Pokemon to keep track of what is in the prize cards, a major component of the Pokemon trading card game. And he's jotting them down. It's not going to be 3 Dragon Ball EX this time around, but a couple of those Dracloaks. And that card is so key here for Justin to be able to draw into cards and carry out his future plans in this match. And I'll tell you what, you don't want to be missing any cards. You don't want to be missing any piece of your setup here in such a consequential match where really the margins are razor thin.
Yeah, this might be a situation for Justin where typically you do have a little additional time to set up your Dreepies, establish Dracloaks, and draw through your deck.
Yeah, again, both decks do go like a little slower than other decks. Like Raging Bolt is like really fast, but Dragapult, and because it's stage 2s, you know.
That's what we saw before here from Justin. We're going to see what those decisions come out to be here. The Badoo and the Dreepy coming from this Buddy Poppin'. They're taking a nice little lunch break here, but not for long as they help out this match. The Badoo here, for everyone joining us that maybe isn't into the trading card game, this card has reigned supreme here in our format. It's just a cute little pollen guy, and he locks down all of your items. And that's not very fun in the trading card game.
Sometimes 10 damage does add up as well. You have just 30 hit points, but that free retreat has been pivotal. Attacking for free, buying time so that you can accelerate energies once at a time from your hand. But honestly, it's enough. You set up your cloak, eventually Dragon Ball comes out, and it is one of the best attacks we have seen.
Yeah, I mean, Phantom Dive on the Dragapult EX. One of the best attacks in the game, of course, facing off against Gardevoir. That is one of the best decks in the game as well. But this move right here, 200 damage. But not only that, you also get 6 damage counters to spread onto your opponent's field as well. And that is how you set up these multi-prize knockout turns. I mean, it is just so cool to see in action. But Riley has the tools in his deck to be able to move around that. Monkey Dory, as we see in the active position right now, that ability, Adrena Brain, if it has a dark energy attached, it can start moving those damage counters back over to Justin's field. So you have a way to heal your Pokemon, get that damage away, and start outlasting your opponent. And that's just one of the ways that this deck comes in handy to kind of counter Dragapult.
Yeah, spreading that damage around, avoiding some of those knockouts, and then
making sure to combine that into a big combo turn. If you can remove potentially 2 Drew Cloak from play at the same time, target down lines of the Duskull so that you don't have to deal with the impact of Curse Blast, it can be very pivotal for your strategy.
And look at this. Arvin here, a major part of that strategy that you're talking about, Kyle. Seeking out
Was that
a tool card
Devo?
and an item card, but there's something a little bit different about that item card that y'all are seeing. It is bright pink, and that's because it's an ace pack. You can only have one of these in your deck, and it is because of the sheer power behind them. What does this one do, Kyle? What's in the box?
Oh, the secret box. It could be anything. It could even be a box. It's got so many different ways to help you, especially in the early stages here. You can search out that supporter. You can search out that stadium card. You get the item to go along with it. You have the tool. You have everything to help out here. And it's exactly what you need. Just fill your board. Find the Ralts and other pieces so eventually you can evolve them here.
Yeah, I mean, one way to evolve those evolutions is a technical machine. You do see one of the machines on the field right now. These are, we don't just have boxes. We got fire mixtapes here in the Pokemon TCG too. You chuck them on your Pokemon, they can do a special move. That one is the devolution that you're seeing, but in hand is a technical machine evolution, and that is going to play into the strategy for Riley to get into some of these evolution Pokemon and accelerate the strategy or just the overall board state. But I will mention, Justin also plays some stadium cards that could potentially counter those tool cards down the line. Of course, there's other tool cards in the list for Riley.
Interesting.
That is definitely one of the most important pieces here. Not only with the secret box do you find great resources, but you can also place them in the discard pile. The early discard of Psychic Energies, I cannot speak to that enough. Against Itchy Pollen, it can be so hard to find the energies and then throw them away. So already see 2 in the discard. That means there's potential for some fireworks here pretty soon.
Exactly. That is what we want to see here. That Psychic Embrace ability on Gardevoir EX. It takes those energies right out of the discard pile, accelerates them to the field. It's one of the reasons this deck is so strong, but you have to get them in the discard pile first. So seeing that here from Riley with the secret box is huge. Of course, a Monkey Dory joining them as well. And then we get one of each of these items out of the deck here. Artisan being the stadium.
For sure.
Professor's research here for Riley. And now we're seeing the Ralts come down.
Yeah, this is the way you can play Buddy Poffin, I suppose. It kind of lines up like that. It's Artisan in combination with Nest Ball. It's not as cute, but it does the job. Dark Energy for Monkey Dory, along with TM Evolution. That's double Curlia.
Ooh, baby, well, we like to see it here. That Curlia is one step closer to getting into Gardevoir.
Actually, that's single Curlia. That's a little bit of a problem.
Oh my gosh, yeah, one of those Curlias at the bottom.
Only
of the
because, yeah, he only plays 2, huh?
Just searching through, making sure
it's crazy.
In the deck. That's going to be it, and that's huge news there for Justin. That is information that he now has.
Only one Curlia.
Is in the prize cards. So Riley's going to end that turn. Thanks to that TM Evolution, it does discard it. Now we're back over to Justin.
A bit of information for Justin to work with. Seeing that lone Curlia means you could target down this Pokemon once you get a setup and maybe avoid seeing Gardevoir for a long time. Even a few turns can be pivotal in this matchup, as energies don't stick around too long once that card's gone.
Well, here's one other Pokemon as well. This Ultra Ball here into one of the Dracloaks that we still have access to, which is nice. Of course, we were talking about Recon Directive. It allows you to look at the top 2 cards in your deck, and then you get to keep one to your hand. The other goes to the bottom. It's a fantastic way to draw cards, get into more items. See the Duskull coming down off of that Artisan as well. Stadiums in the TCG can be used between both players. We're here in a stadium now. They're at Artisan right now. And it's getting those Pokemon out of the deck onto the field. Let's talk about this matchup and the board states we're currently seeing, Kyle. What do you think? Which way is the momentum swinging, do you think, just from what we've seen so far?
I mean, the prize cards are intimidating, but I'm pretty comfortable with Justin's side of the board here. If he has a good draw off of this Iono specifically, you fill up with the Recon Directive. You might see an attack here if you'd like to get some damage on board. It's difficult with a Monkey Dory staring you down, but we could see a Dragapult attacking with a Dusclops, trying to remove multiple pieces of this Gardevoir line here.
Right, so you have to sort of outpace your opponent if you can. You have to make those big moves, not fall
Double
behind, and
Dusk.
continue to keep
Here
up
it
the pressure.
comes.
And
Double
honestly, Justin doing that
Duskull
just
down
fine here.
as
The
well.
Iono from
And
Justin.
Iono.
Both players shuffled up their hands, so now whatever Riley had, it's gone. It's shuffled up, put at the bottom of the deck, and both of them draw cards up to the prize cards represented on both their boards. So 6 new cards. From that, we saw the Buddy Buddy Poppin found for Justin. That's what's getting him all of these Pokemon out on the field. And I'm just saying, Kyle, when Justin is going with a board like this, he seems unstoppable.
Yes, it's lining up pretty nice. You see the Buddy Buddy looking for a little more help. His hand has a lot of great tools when you already have a setup. You see an energy to go along with, a Dragapult to go along with Boss's orders, and Iono now. But you don't have Dracloak set up. You need to protect this Pokemon. Run as fast as you can to Badoo and save yourself from the items.
And then you item lock them and just you you try and install, but yeah, you need to protect
There's no
Dracloak.
energy attachment needed to get that move across. 10 damage flying over to Riley's side of the field, but more importantly, item cards are locked down for Riley. Anything with the item at the top left corner of the card cannot be used at this moment in time. That's going to slow things down.
Gardevoir.
Gardevoir EX is now being evolved into
They can
it
can move all 3 damage. You one Psychic Energy to Munkidori, move all 3, retreat, attack with something else.
But there is another way. The Scream Tail. We have 2 Psychic Energies sitting in the discard pile. A damage counter on the Monkey Dory. If you push that damage counter over to this Dracloak here, you could potentially knock this out in combination with the Scream Tail. It all lines up.
I mean, this Scream Tail is absolutely nuts in this. Here's Psychic Embrace, allowing for that 2 energy attachment here for each damage counter.
Right, you only need to move 1.
Anywhere for Riley, and that is huge here. You want to eliminate those liabilities that could be coming back.
5 damage counters.
It's going to be so bad there for Justin.
Just contemplating which damage you'd like to
move. Or is it 4? 4 damage counters? Oh,
right.
Right.
Can't really mess with that. With 1 damage counter from the Monkey Dory is nice to see because you can move the rest of those later on, especially if you're targeting down a second Dracloak next turn.
Right, big brain moves there from Riley, and it's going to net him the first prize card here in our Masters Finals Game 1 between these players. So the momentum has been swinging both ways back and forth, but you just see why Gardevoir EX honestly is such a pain. It has these Pokemon that are single prize attackers that can do so much damage, and they're accelerated pretty much for free by the Gardevoir EX ability. I mean, it is just dirty. But over on Justin's side, we have another Dracloak. We're doing something.
You need to do double Dracloak.
We're going to see 2 cards and take one of them. Recon Directive to help a little more. Looking for maybe a card like Dusclops. If you see this Pokemon, you could use Curse Blast, remove the Scream Tail in the active, and then maybe hold on to this Dracloak under item lock once more.
Well, I saw one of those ghosty boys, but it was the Dusknoir, not the Dusclops this time around. That is the Recon Directive there for Justin. Usually you want to have a bunch of these out, but we already know that's unfortunate.
Is this the time? Is it time for the Hilda?
Oh.
Thanks for the help, Riley. This is going to work out just fine.
Let's go. The Hilda that was added. Riley said, nah, nobody cares about this Hilda, but look at this.
Right.
It is finding Justin now what he needs here in the evolution Pokemon and the energy, but it's not just any regular energy. Look at that. We're talking about pink cards. That is one that you want to see as a Dragapult player.
Yes, Neo Upper Energy, those Stage 2 Pokemon. It's a double rainbow effect, which will handle all of the counts that you need to deal 200 damage, 60 to the bench and damage counters. And look at this, going with a strategy that's a little safer, but also gives you a chance. You see the Dracloak added to the hand, maybe you find Dusclops as well, and you hit double.
Well, let's hit another card too here. Let's see. Ooh. That's you, Professor
Research and research. Which one do you want?
Nope, not at all. Easy choice, I guess. And for Justin, netting that card to hand off that second Recon Directive. Dragapult EX already in the hands here, but Badoo still remaining inactive. He's going to decide where he goes from here.
Still, you've established what you needed to. Double Dracloak means at least one of these Pokemon will stick around for the next turn. Dragapult and Neo Upper waiting for you. Slow things down. There's only so many energy in play. We see 4 right now, but none in the discard pile. So Psychic Embrace not helping.
Okay,
the
one
energy
sec.
isn't there. Urban Vessel's not doing nothing.
Yes, exactly. Urban Vessel, the item card, unable to be utilized. Thus deciding what to do here and is opting to continue with this Badu strategy.
Talk to my brother.
But at least
So,
the Duskull's
all right,
being
yeah.
re-supported here onto the bench from that Night Stretcher, taking out of the discard.
No,
pile,
you
being
guys can hear, right?
Here we go.
I just turned on my
We're
mic
seeing
again because I was
Justin
muted.
Gust up this Gardevoir EX into the active position from that supporter in the boss's orders.
Yep.
You can see how
Yeah,
close
I just
Justin
didn't
is right
want,
now. With the lack
our
of that
conversation to be
early,
heard.
a Halucha down, placing 10
We're
damage
watching
on
the
that
Pokemon
attacking
TCG
through with
2025
Dragapult
World
will do
Championships.
so much for
This
him.
is game
He's
1.
setting it up again. There's only one Psychic Energy in the discard pile. If Riley doesn't have a way to retrieve this Pokemon, he can take a triple knockout, taking out the Gardevoir for 2 prize cards, the Rolls for 1, and then he has nothing to work with on the other side.
Exactly. It's just a ticking time counter
Wait.
at this point here for Riley.
Is that Mom? No, Mommy's not there. Just play your game. Yeah. Okay.
That's going to help out a little bit here. Of course, Riley's going to take less cards off this island draw than Justin is, but maybe we need some different cards in the hands.
Well,
When am I going to be in the
a lot of
championship?
potential here. A
When my
Night
kids
Stretcher
are out of the
along
house.
with a Dusknoir
I
would lead to
don't play
the
in
exact same
person.
situation. It's just the Curse Blasts are
In-person
a little bit
tournaments.
stronger this time
I got
around.
A
kiddos.
little bit stronger indeed. What do we
He
find,
found
Kyle?
energy. What else is going on there? There's the Lily's Clefairy, so you have answers for the Dragapult later, but can you move here? There's a Psychic in the discard still.
One Psychic, I believe, so far. The other one's Dark. You can only accelerate the Psychic energy. One coming down onto the Gardevoir EX from the hands.
It's moving, which is exactly where he needed to be. Off 4 cards, it was a big risk, but he did find that. But now, where do you go? Screamtail has been your friend for a long time. Maybe it takes another great prize card for you. You could take down a card like
attack with Screamtail again.
Could lead to a lot of
either Dusclops or the Dracloak.
Screamtail is going to be the option here, brought into the active position. Heavily damaged, but still taking some names here. We have that damage being placed onto the Dusclops. They're from the Monkey Dory, Adrenaline.
Okay.
Yeah, and you see, you could have moved, well, you moved the 3 there, but just taking damage off the Gardevoir always feels great. You need to protect this Pokemon because you know it's at risk if all the cards line up. And Riley moving swiftly through this opening game. 3 prize cards down already.
3?
And Justin on the back foot once more.
Exactly. Usually you're wanting to Curse Blast and give your opponent the prize, but you're doing a ton of damage. But look at this. Riley's able to just eliminate these Dusclops before they can even do it themselves here. And he's churning through these prize cards. Only 3 left to take. I mean, we were talking about the margins being razor thin, and he's barely been hanging on here, but it's been enough to face off against Justin so far. Can Justin mount a comeback here, though, Kyle?
He's looking for it. He has Monkey Dories, considering how much damage can be placed on the other side of the board, but with only 2 damage counters, not really targeting something like that Gardevoir just yet this turn.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like Counter Catcher and take off like their Monkey Dory and their Screamtail. And then it's just Curlia and Gardevoir left on the bench.
Been protected this whole time. Thanks that little monkey supporter on the bench as well. And it is strong. I mean, 310 HP total. That is brutal.
There's just a few cards to potentially even find in a spot like this. The prize cards haven't moved for Justin, so finding more resources with Dracloaks is not available. Maybe an energy for that Monkey Dory so you can spread some more damage counters, but just missing on those really big attacks. He was trying to set up for perfection, and it's just not there because Riley keeps finding that little bit of an answer.
Right, both of these players are working with damage counters. They're really good at math, apparently, as well. It's what's gotten them to here because they're slinging this damage back and forth, but Justin has just fallen on the back foot in comparison to Riley so far in that strategy. A major component of that, of course, is Dragapult EX. The Phantom Dive is what gives you the ability to accelerate that damage over to your opponent's field, and we haven't seen it yet. The Badoo strategy has been locking down the cards, throwing that Riley's way, but he's just been able to work around it. And that's not even talking about
Come on, Justin,
all
play
the other
something.
tricks up his sleeve to come into the Dragapult match in the future turns. But yeah, Riley has just been performing strongly so far in this game.
Trying to find an answer. Ultra Ball looking for a little more help here, but there's just not that much that you can find. The damage doesn't line up for the knockouts that you desire. Finding the space for a Dusclops and the Hawlucha, you can do it.
Come on, Justin, play something. Jeez.
Well,
like, I know you want to play perfectly, but like, slow play, man. Come on.
And what to discard to it? One of those cards being the Jamming Tower.
Oh, is there a world where you can use Dusclops and the Blood Moon Ursaluna to try to target down something? It's a lot to ask for, but with the 240 that you have to reach, maybe there's a world. Riley would be down to 2 prize cards, post Curse Blast.
Boom, you gotta win. Potentially.
Boom, you got a boom.
Yeah, boom, there's some sort of boom happening. And Justin is going through these options right now. I mean, look, it is difficult here as you see him pacing back and forth between the hand, the deck.
Like, he needs to play something, though. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, it's been like a full minute, and all he's played is Ultra Ball.
The energy that you're looking for. You have the Dusclops. There might be a counter catcher to go along with this. This could be bye-bye Gardevoir.
Ooh, well, Hilda, yep, is coming down here from Justin. Let's see. Here we have these cards being sought out of the deck, but...
Can you even get there, though? It's 300. You're just
There's no way that this is finishing 3 games. Like, it's been...
It's not
because it's 70.
fair.
Is it 75 minute best of 3? So it's been 25 minutes. It's been a third of the time, and our people have only played. They've only taken 3 prize cards between the two of them.
Just really speaking to how important that's been for Riley to find the right spot, because anytime countercatcher's used, Gardevoir just bails him out.
Well, the Dusclops is being evolved from that Duskull on the bench now here for Justin. Ooh, we see the Monkey Dory coming down with that Luminous Energy. That's going to apply the Dark Energy needed to unlock that Adrenaline Brain over on Justin's side of the field.
Hey, so with the math there, you've got 5 damage counters to work with the Dusknoir 2 from the
Yeah,
Monkey Dory.
I don't think he'll be able to do double retreat because they might be short of the knockout, but
wish to have a much stronger knockout.
No, wait, no. Move it.
Damage. Is this a part of the long con here for Justin? Dragapult EX is going to apply.
Oh, look at that! Lily's Clefairy with the Fairy Zone. That'll be plenty to give the weakness and take the knockout.
See?
We saw him trying to set up the strategy. Maybe
So,
into that Dusknoir, but
Gardevoir had, what, 2
to
damage counters on it already?
I mean, that was
So if you moved 2 more from the cloak, then that's 4. It has 310, so it has 270 left. Then he attacks for 200, which is 70 left. But if you would have Dusknoir and did 50 damage to the Gardevoir as well, then he would have been 20 damage short from knocking out the Gardevoir. But it had no energy attachment to it, and so he could only accelerate 1. Or no, he couldn't accelerate any because that would knock it out. So he could only hand attach 1, still with the 20 damage remaining on it. Yet, no, I'm stupid. Because he had his own Monkey Dory, he could have moved the damage off. Move the 30 damage off, accelerate and retreat, and so that was tough. So Riley takes game 1. 1 game away, and there's our Masters Division champion.
Despite all of the issues in the way thrown at him by Justin, it just kept going. He got the energy needed. He was able to apply that pressure, and that is what led to the consistent taking of these prize cards here for Riley. And that was just beautiful. I mean, Riley still had a lot in his way, and he was able to come out on top here. But I don't want to count out either of these decks. They both have tricks up their sleeve. We've talked about the stadiums that could potentially shut down key pieces in these matchups before. And I mean, if that Reduce sticks a little harder, if Riley didn't get into the energy needed, all of those things could have changed in an instant, Kyle. So everything is still not over yet. You cannot count Justin out just yet because he
9-1-1
and
8-1-2.
Powerful deck. We just need to see the Pokemon luck on his side as well. Let's give a big round of applause for both of these players after completing that first match here. We're going to head into our game 2, but let's show them some love. What a big crowd here that we have, Kyle.
Yeah.
We got to shoot some t-shirts at him earlier.
Yep, the cannons were firing, and so are our players as they are ready to give us more Pokemon TCG action. We're moving into game number 2, and the prize cards coming down.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about cannons. What about little dreamy cannons? Dragapult EX, I mean, what a cool Pokemon there.
All right.
He's big,
this is potentially the last game of the match. Who knows?
Which deck is going to win? Which player is going to take the title here? We're kicking off our game 2 in our Masters final here in Anaheim 2025 World Championships. Let's get into this. Badoo as the active Pokemon for Justin and Monkey. Wow, what a familiar
It's crazy.
Yeah, we've seen this card once or twice, 30,000 times. It's pretty good. And so is Nestball in this opener. Not terrible prize cards, as you see, for Riley. You can work with that. I think we saw a little bit of help there in the hand. Maybe an Ultra Ball to go along with this. So, setup coming our way.
Setup indeed. We love to see it here. I mean, the worst sensation to feel is when you're in such a high stakes match and you just see energy pass. I mean, that is terrible. But nope, not here today for Riley. We're getting some cards down. The Nest Ball is going to bring out this Mew EX. This is also a card we have not got to showcase yet for this deck. How important is this card here for Riley? Especially
I mean, Mew
in this
EX can copy Dragapult and do 60 damage.
Some of those situations in the early stages of the game.
Sheesh.
And occasionally, you do see a genome hacking.
Yes,
it's a pretty solid attack that you can incorporate, surprise your opponent, and take a big knockout with Phantom Dive. If you combine that with a Lily's Clefairy, you're taking the KO on a Dragapult and probably knocking out something on the bench for 3 prize cards.
I mean, the Dreepy Cannon's firing on all cylinders, but nope. Mew EX is just hacking the system over there. I mean, we could potentially see that. It is a major play that Riley can utilize in this matchup. But we're going to continue to look through the deck here for Riley as he tries to scope out what is in his prize cards. Luckily for him, like you said, Kyle, nothing too
Man, these first turns are always like, just get on with it. I know prize checking is absolutely necessary, but I'm like, go, come on, faster.
Justin this time around, which we could certainly expect to see. It wasn't as fast as he'd liked in that opening game.
Yeah, I mean, you want to take every chance you get to outpace. Do you think that that it was just him kind of taking a step back and maybe he should have gone forth more? Or was it truly just that the cards didn't align at the right time? What do you think about that, Kyle?
I mean, he had the vision. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. He wanted to remove both pieces of Gardevoir from play. There was Gardevoir and Curlia, Gardevoir and Ralts, whatever it was. He had the plan every turn, and Riley just had the perfect answer. So if the energy isn't found, if Secret Box doesn't throw away multiple psychic energy, it's a completely different game because you cannot move like we saw in the opener. And right now, we're seeing discards, and we're not seeing psychic energies.
Right, it's a huge change of pace so far in this game, too, between these players. Riley was able to get that early aggression as far as getting those energy into the discard pile for the future attacks, but this time around might be a little bit slower here. We are going to see, of course, that important Ralts out onto the field now for Riley as we continue with this setup. But is it going to pair with anything else here? Of course, Riley going first does not have the ability to play a supporter, is going to have that energy attachment on that Monkey Dory. Also cannot attack. That's that technical machine devolution there off of the restart on the Mew EX ability.
So already Curlia in hand, so he could.
I mean, as far as
you could evolve into Curlia and then get TM Evo to just get a Gardevoir.
Not a ton of cards though.
You have nothing else afterwards, and Justin's considering. Well, are you going to attack with Monkey Dory next turn? Is my Badoo going away? I just need to get set up first.
Right.
Yeah, that's definitely an option of attacking, but I think it's not.
Cards, but hey, this is much more appealing than what we saw in our game 1 here for Justin.
Yeah, just one Ralts on the other side to stare at as you build up your board. And it's only one copy of each of these Pokemon. You play very heavy lines so that you can find the right resources. This is only one of the decks that has 2 Duskull. We've seen some players moving over to like a 3-2-1, so be on the lookout for that. But at the bottom of the prizes, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, I mean, usually our players draw the prize cards from the bottom to the top. Not always. Finland, I guess, does it a little bit differently. Shout out to Finland. But
China, too.
Oh, yes, that's true. But this time around, Justin could have the ability to get into that Duskull later since it is at the bottom of the prize cards. Buddy Poppin gonna feed these Dreepy, hop them out onto the field here for Justin as we continue into this game too. I'm excited to see how this goes as we're now seeing the setup is pretty much getting relatively established here for both of our players as Justin maps out what is in the prize cards, takes note of that. Every single resource is so important for both of these players. We're seeing the Hilda come into play. That's going to net us this evolution Pokemon and the energy, the pieces that we need here for Justin.
Yeah, it's not exactly the card you expect to see on turn 1. Maybe you'd like to see a little more help, but finding that energy, finding that your cloak, establishing these when your opponent has 3 cards in hand and you're locking down the items. Probably going to see some evolutions next turn from these Dreepies. That's all you need to do.
Interesting. No, 3 cards in hand, no energies in the discard, essentially.
Badoo is a fantastic
so
part of that strategy, as we've already seen So he's definitely aiding in the support of this team here for Justin. The Neo Upper Energy coming down onto the GP for the energy attachment for the turn. That's going to... Itchy Pollen, what do we see?
Top tech research to go along with this. That's how you do it in the
Dude.
World Championship stage.
I mean,
Top deck of
go.
research.
Research here, discarding just one card in that devolution, and it's going to be a fresh 7 now for the hand. For Riley,
Can't use secret box.
Secret box too. I mean, sheesh.
But no energies, guy. A handful of items, but
I haven't seen a psychic energy, and that's what really separates the Guardy players.
Yeah, attach a darkness.
You need psychics in the discard too.
Well, yeah, you got to attach because in case they like gust you, then you can just attach and retreat. So yeah, darkness energy to Gardevoir, certainly the best option to do.
Before Justin takes too much prominence here in this match in our game 2 and just overruns Riley's deck.
Yeah, we see Curlia and Ralts the targets here. Both evolutions in the deck. TM evolution doing absolute work here.
Right.
So Riley may not have the psychic energies, but he has the setup.
I mean, Gardevoir EX, we love to see it down on the field now. Curlia as well. Riley is setting up. We just need everything to align here for the future turns. Of course, Monkey Dory also already has that dark energy on it as well for the Adrena Brain to be utilized for Riley.
As far as top deck goes, I guess you maybe want Iona next turn instead of the Professor's Research, because this hand was still held on to for Justin. Double Dracloak, and now he's going to use the Iono, find a fresh new hand to work with, and this is where you can set up once more for that big turn. If you find Duskull, you have the resources to have that Dragapult in your hand, maybe we build something pretty prominent here.
I mean, Recon Directive is one way to get there as we're going through these abilities on the bench here for Justin. Fantastic, paired with the Iono. Shuffle up the hand for Riley, which could buy him some better cards, but Justin is still churning through the cards himself.
Yeah, and without the use of the Artisan, Justin's kind of nodding that he'd love to see basic Pokemon in this spot, and he sees 2 that are pretty good for him here. The Dreamy and the second copy of Badoo. Badoo basically lines up another free turn of protection, but he values the setup of Dreepy, another Dracloak on board, maybe the Duskull to go along with this. This is exactly where you want to be.
Badoo didn't get us far enough in the game 1, so here we go. We're going to line up some other options for Justin. Duskull coming down now onto the field as we're continuing through here, but Badoo still in the active position.
I mean, like, as long as Justin can get things into the discard, but like, he might not be able to. You can't discard the secret box. You can't discard with Ultra Ball, with Earth and Festival. You can't use any of it.
What does it look like, Kyle?
Well, for Justin, the ideal strategy with double Duskull is no longer there. If you want to use the Dusclops to remove the Gardevoir from play, you can't really do that in one fell swoop, so maybe you target down different pieces. You take out a Curlia while you knock out a Monkey Dory if you spread the damage
Do you want to see what I'm watching?
the right way, but it just isn't perfect. But similarly on Riley's side, he has nowhere to go with his damage.
Right.
No Psychic Energies means no Psychic Embrace, which means that you're only going to push 20 damage from Monkey Dory. That doesn't help you in any situation.
We need more than
see what I'm watching?
And maybe Riley's not able to get there. Maybe Justin can capitalize on that.
Well,
We're
yes,
still
that's
going
me,
to continue
but I'm
to
watching
set
them
up
play
here
Pokemon.
for Justin. Monkey Dory coming down onto the field off of that nest ball. That's something we didn't have before either until the later game for Justin.
Do you want to keep going and play, or do you want to watch something?
Too. These damage counters start going over to the field, and then they're able to be
Can you watch
amplified from the
something on
Monkey
TV
Dory
downstairs?
later on. Luminous Energy joining us with that
Go downstairs.
That cat sing, but I don't know how
the Badoo
to
lock
find it
continues. Itchy Pollen.
Oh,
Walking
go
those
ask
items
Brendan.
for
He knows
Riley.
where it is.
He had a handful of items before. Does he have anything better now in the hands, Kyle?
Well, we see one Psychic Energy, a Dark Energy along with this, but there's no supporter to go with this hand. Just about to place it down and consider his options. Where do you go from here? Artisan, find some help, at least shuffle some of those resources.
So many energies, dude.
Brutal here. I mean, there's a couple of things TCG players could do. They can attach an energy for turn. They can play one supporter. They can retreat. They can attack. But if you don't have the supporter, how are you supposed to help out your hand? How are you supposed to help out your gameplay? So that is difficult there for Riley, but Artisan gonna be shuffled up now from this deck. What did he grab, Kyle? I didn't see it.
I don't know if anything happened there, but
Oh.
you have the Monkey Dory. He just put it in the hand instead on the table.
Okay, got you.
Probably do that.
It's coming down. It's coming down. There we go.
But with
Yeah,
this
he
one
has to-
psychic energy, things are a bit awkward. You need to play this as your attachment for the turn, and then you have it for Psychic Embrace, but you don't get a dark energy on your Monkey Dory now.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. To use further retreat. Now it's in the discard pile. That's one step closer, but now we're just stuck with another monkey in the active here, passing back over to Justin. This truly could be what Justin needs here to eye up these major turns here for Justin.
That's crazy.
I want to see it happen here. I want to see the power of Dragapult EX, and Justin is getting there as these cards are netted back to back to the hand off these recon directives. What are you seeing, Kyle?
Oh yeah, it's starting to cook over here. There's another Dracloak.
Dracloak again.
With it, boss's orders too. You're just looking for a little more help. There's a Dusknoir to go along with this. If you can set up again to have that Dusclops in play and have it stick around for a turn, then you have Dusknoir in combination with the boss's orders. You take down the Gardevoir in one fell swoop. That would be devastating.
Dusknoir is huge. Cursed Blast, 13 damage counters. It is so powerful, and Justin being able to have that is going to be
But they do have Curlia too, so
here we'll have to see if we're able
like
to see
even a
things
Night Stretcher or
align
something
for
would
Justin.
get it back.
Looking at the deck, or sorry, the discard pile for Riley. Oh, just one Psychic Energy. That's nice.
Yeah, and he had to manually attach it. It's not gone great on Riley's side as far as options.
Yeah, and Hilda being played once again for Justin here. Just feels like there's so many of these in the deck, huh?
Yeah, maybe someone's to blame. Could be the $20,000 Hilda if it works out in his favor.
Right,
Jeez.
exactly. There's so much on the line here between these players, but they are not letting up. I mean, they're locked in on this match. Hilda gonna search out to this evolution in the Dusclops, in that Psychic Energy as well, coming out onto the field for Justin.
It's being so safe. We see the Luminous energy on the Dracloak as opposed to the Monkey Dory. Wants to have multiple attackers if there was a bad thing on the other side. If Riley off the Iono had triple Psychic Energy Professor's Research into a Scream Tail, he was prepared with another attacker ready to go. Instead, he has the energy here for another Dracloak. He has the Dusclops. He's waiting one more turn. If he can make it happen, we are not going to see Gardevoir on that side of the table.
Yep, the safety nets have been put in place here as we continue forward.
Okay, I'll find it here for you in a little bit.
Blocking up this Monkey Dory, 10 damage, item card still down. Justin is creating a
Oh my gosh.
checkmate situation. Is Riley going to be able to get around it? Think about this. Neither player has taken a prize card yet, but that is not going to last very long. Very soon, things are going to start flying and going quickly in this match.
The one piece that's missing for Justin is he has no way to remove Curlia. It has Hawlucha and moving damage, but he doesn't have any damage on his side of the board. So Monkey Dory is not helping out. It's another pass of the turn.
Attach and pass.
To see what is on the other side from Riley. And Riley's content. He's just going to pass over the turn.
Jeez.
If you can make this work, great, but it's not there yet.
Yeah, it's not there yet. Can you get there? It's going to be all up to Justin here. At least that dark energy was attached to that Monkey Dory there from Riley. Justin now going through these recon directive here. Saw the blood move.
I mean,
that's one of the options. Looks like
what's interesting is like, why not move the 30 damage off of both of your Monkey Dories, take out the Badoo, and then whatever they promote, you could, you know, accelerate a,
20 hit points is nothing when you're dealing with the weakness on the other side.
the lone Psychic
sure
and take
when you attack, it is
60 damage onto something.
You need to have
probably just a
multiple
Dracloak or something, or
multiple strategies to carry out the end game here so that you don't see it yourself. And if you're just getting one shot, that is a scary situation to walk into. So Justin is setting up everything possible to be prepared for it. We talk about the bear trap all the time on the Blood Moon Ursaluna, but there's a fairy trap out there, and it's looming on Riley's side. So Justin is going to continue to set things up for that dominant position to take this game. And he needs to take it to bring us to a game 3.
Well, what would be enough in this spot? Is it Dusknoir? Is it Dragapult? Is it Iono in combination with Counter Catcher? Do you feel comfortable leaving your opponent with just 5 cards and a Kirlia, or do you want to wait a little longer? It might be time. At least establish the hit points.
It might be time here. I mean, we saw what happened last time. The Duskull evolved into the Dusclops. He got wiped off the field. We were never able to Cursed Blast here, but this time around, Dusknoir is here for Justin. Whether or not he chooses to use it, get those hit points out, try to take some sort of momentum here. Dusknoir is going to provide a lot of that. You're about to see. Cursed Blast is such a cool move.
Yeah, it's just giving away prize cards is actually beneficial. It makes it all the way to the finals of the World Championships. And Justin making a decision. If you evolve, you're basically saying it's time to attack because you're losing that recon directive.
Well,
do you have boss?
Moving and grooving over here.
Yeah, let's go. Giddy up. Dragon Bolt EX is out. Now here we still see the energy attachment onto this Dracloak as well, lining it up to be able to become an attacker for Justin too. But we got the Dusknoir, we got the Dragon Bolt.
I like this right here. You have Countercatcher and Iono, but instead you can use your Curse Blast, then Boss's orders, bring up this Gardevoir, walk into the fairy trap, the bear trap. And then you have Iono to go along with it on the following turn. You're just looking for a Dragapult, and that's probably going to be found.
Exactly. I mean, this is the board Justin has set up. His brain is piloting this deck. It's becoming a flawless position for him to be in here. Boss's orders bringing up this Gardevoir EX now for Justin. We're swinging here. Dragapult EX now up in the active position, fully powered up thanks to that A-Spec card attached as well. We're going to see the swing, the Phantom Dive, the damage on that Kirlia as well.
But look at this. You're not using the Dusknoir here.
Yeah, he didn't.
On to that damage. There are 2 Monkey Dory on the other side. Damage can shift over, so it's a bit of a risk.
There we go. There we go.
A lot of damage there. You don't want to give your opponent any sort of multi-prize knockout turn, but look how much damage has already mounted.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, my microphone died.
Screamtail going to join us in the active position.
There we go.
And what do we do here at this point? Yes, you have some damage you can move with the Monkey Dories, shift over, but what separates you from having the Gardevoirs on board and not playing in the game? It's this situation. How do you manipulate the damage counters? Because we don't see another Gardevoir to evolve into.
Let's do some math here, Kyle, your specialty.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what are we doing here? Of course, that Screamtail taking the damage from the Psychic Embrace ability on the Gardevoir EX to apply that damage there, making it so that it powers up its attack, and we're going to see some damage on this Dusknoir. What do you think about that? Now, it stayed into play, and now it is here getting damage stack all over it, Kyle. What do you think?
Yep, once again, this is just a same situation. Justin sets up for a checkmate and hopes that it exists, and next turn it dissipates. We see the Dusknoir.
Like that's why you take your chance, dude. Like Justin, come on. Justin should have knocked out, and then who knows? I'm like, no, take out the Gardevoir, the lone Gardevoir when you can, dude. Yes, he had Curlia, but
I mean, those ghost Pokemon help out so much here for Justin, but you see the Dusknoir was wiped away. There's no Duskull there. We're not going to see any extra damage. And is that just going to be what truly turns the tides of this game? Is it not going to be able to be enough damage aligned, or is Justin going to still be able to close things out with how much damage on board? What do you think, Kyle? How's the prize map looking now?
Rough. Depends on where you're looking from, but this is the spot that Riley really wanted to be in. Not only do you remove that automatic threat of Gardevoir and Curlia being knocked out, but you have multiple energies still in the discard pile. Countercatcher, Boss's Orders, anything to stall at this point and slow things down doesn't really help out. The one thing I could think of is maybe attacking for less damage, using Jet Headbutt into a Gardevoir and putting a little damage on there so that it would be knocked out by Psychic Embrace, but that can't happen. So you'd force the energy from the hand instead.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it is getting intricate in here as Justin continues to navigate through this turn and debate those options. Ultra Ball coming down here to get another Pokemon out.
I mean, even that doesn't work with Monkey Dory. You're just protected from every situation. Push the damage over, then retreat. It's where do you go from here? You're not taking the big KOs, but you're still around. And for Justin, he's only down one prize card. He's got so much damage on the board, and we're talking like he's out of this right now. He's still got plenty of plays to do.
Absolutely, and Justin, I'm sure, is seeing those plays. He's a phenomenal player, has been training since he was very young in the trading card game, has made it to our
he needs to take out that Gardevoir, force the or take out the Curlia and dump a bunch of more damage. Like, does he have Gust? Because he could Gust and do Curlia, Screamtail, knock those both out, and then it's a lone damaged Gardevoir, and then just knock out the Gardevoir.
What do you do with that? With the Duskull and the prizes, with already seeing the Dusknoir knocked out, there is a Night Stretcher to help find some more pieces.
Is it only 5 to 6 prizes?
One more time, the Duskull's coming out. Let's hope it can stick around this time.
It's 5 to 6 prizes.
Either of these games paired with an Iono for the supporter between our players. So Justin's going to get a fresh set of 6 cards. Riley 5 over on the other side.
We
need to see here, Kyle.
I don't
have a great answer to anything just yet. But
based on how Justin is playing, I'm sure he's a great player. But maybe he's getting nervous or something. I just don't see. I think he's made multiple mistakes here, and it's biting him in the butt.
And then Riley just taking him down. I mean, it is scary here for Justin to be able to leave anything up for grabs for Riley. But hey, we're going through these recon directives. We're trying to still get there. Start taking some prize cards. Take the win. We have to build up a little bit more, and all of that is just because of the sheer power of Riley's deck.
So he's got the potential to surprise you out of nowhere and take big KOs, remove this massive 320 hit point Pokemon. And we do see that tech inclusion. It is a 1 of or 2 of in most lists now. Jamming Tower. to take over the stadium here now. It will lock out all of those other tool cards.
Yes, exactly. The items are locked, the tool cards are separate, but now they're locked as well. We don't really see any tool cards out there yet, but that card could be a major inclusion sometimes in this matchup here for Justin. We'll have to see if it comes into play in the future of this game. But first, Luminous Energy. That's going to apply the dark on this Monkey Dory, so we can start flinging some
He could
stuff
take out the
back
Curlia this turn. Oh no, he can't because there's no.
Is just such a meme in the TCG.
Yeah, there's no damage on
Inflicts
board, so he couldn't have.
It is such a powerful card, but this time around, we're going to see the knockout here on the Scream Tail for Justin. That's one prize card down.
When you consider what could have been if the cards did line up here for Justin, taking a knockout on something like Gardevoir and not having to just place 60 damage on Curlia, that could just be pushed right back over. It could be a completely different story. Are the resources there right now for the Lily Sclefairy? We see the Earthen Vessel for the Psychic Energy, and I believe Ultra Ball is in the hand to go along with this. There's a knockout lined up.
I am scared here. We're about to see the full potential of why Gardevoir has the answers.
Oh, hold on. We're in for the big knockout if we want. The Genome Hacking knockout is lined up too. The Duskull could be taken off the board in combination with this.
Oh my
There's a lot to look out for.
Oh my gosh, Genome Hacking, not just having its own move, it's hacking the system, copying the Dragapult EX, and able to use its powerful move against it. Here and then applied with that Fairy Zone on the Lily.
Oh, he's ready to just give up the game. It's over.
That is history made in the 2025 season here at the Masters.
He just gave up.
Riley McKay is taking things down.
All right. Yeah, Gardevoir called it.
That is the look of a world champion as he has played his Gardevoir deck flawlessly, not just at North America International Championships, but now at the World Championship.
All right, everyone, that was the live stream. We watched for 3 hours, and holy cow, we saw Raging Bolt win, and then Joltik Goldango win, and then finally we saw Gardevoir win Worlds. So thank you so much for joining me in this watch party. Maybe I'll do it again next year, or maybe for other regionals or ICs or whatever. But yeah, thank you guys so much. You guys have a nice day. See you guys Tuesday and Thursdays for new videos. Peace.